Live from Harbor Station, it's the Vector Spaceman Show. Now here's your host, Vector Spaceman.
Hello, Space Cadets. Oh, let me double check our audio quality here. Do we hear? Yes, we are coming through. Hello, Carmine. Nice to see you. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. We are experiencing some slight technical issues right here. Hold on a second. And we're back. Welcome back to the show, Space Cadets. And if it's your first time tuning in tonight, then hey, welcome aboard. I'm your host, Vector Spaceman. We are live at Harbor Station, 8 p.m. Eastern, top of the hour. The Vector Spaceman Show starts right now. It is another Wednesday talkin' type show, you guys. Our radio style diddly-do. Tonight, in studio, we have our very special guest. I am joined by frequent collaborator on the program, friend of the show, friend of the Spaceman, friend of all Space Cadets, really, the breakout star of such animated features as the Vector Spaceman 2.0 special, the Vector Spaceman Halloween special, and most recently, of course, the Vector Spaceman Christmas special, everyone's favorite spacefaring geologist and master of deadly Martian arts. The Vector Spaceman Show is pleased to welcome Nefaltanin, aka Nefaltanin, aka Nefaltanin, aka the notorious NEF, aka the Mineral Mastermind, aka DJ Rocksteady, aka Nef the Sedimentation Sorrentino, aka the one and only, the magical, the fantastical, the magnificent Nef, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello! How long have you been cooking that one for?
Oh, we write our little intros the day of, you know?
That was great. That was awesome.
We've always got nice things to say about Nef.
Hello.
Hello, Nef. How are you doing this evening?
I'm chilling. I've been chilling. I've been having a good day so far. I haven't done much. I've just been hanging out. It's been a pretty relaxing day for me. How about you?
Not bad myself, Nef. Thank you for asking. Welcome to the show. Nice to meet you, says Carmine. Yes, so Nef, of course.
Nice to meet you too. Right, hello.
A frequent collaborator here on the program. Not just on the day-to-day streams, but also on our special animated sequences, which, of course, Space Cadets, you can always find by following us on Twitter, YouTube, and, of course, right here on Twitch. Check out the archives to find the latest and greatest animated specials starring Nef and other fantastic fellow virtual streamers. Nef,
Always
it's our...
plugging.
Always be plugging. Always be plugging.
Always be plugging.
It's our first one-on-one show in quite a while, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's been a long time since since it's just been us.
Mm-hmm. Now
I usually bring in other people to soften the blow.
Soften the blow. No, we love hanging out with Nef, but we have neglected many of our usual co-hosts during the production of the animated specials. But welcome back to the show, Nef. It's wonderful to see you again here at Harbor Station.
Yeah.
Now, Space Cadets, tonight, as always, we will be taking calls on the Spaceline Discord. If you feel as though you have something that you'd like to add to the flow of conversation tonight, or perhaps a question for our guest, then please feel free to do so through the Discord channel. The link is in the chat. Let your voice be heard.
Yeah, and of course this includes any hot takes or like controversies that you want to talk about.
Only the hottest of takes, indeed.
any conspiracies that you believe in that you want to bring up.
Please do, though.
If you just want to come on and start saying some things that Twitch wouldn't like very much, that's fine too.
Anything. Anything goes here at Harbor Station. Nef, what is your favorite conspiracy theory?
My favorite conspiracy theory? Oh, okay. That's a good one. Yeah. I really like flat earthers. I think they're fun because they keep trying to prove the Earth is flat and also proving that the Earth is round at the same time.
But that takes dedication, doesn't it? You got to admire.
It does take dedication. That's
their
true.
effort.
You know. And they like to believe that they're scientists, so they're proving something, and they sure are proving something. It's just not what they set out to prove.
Well, if you approach it with the perspective of, you know, facts and logic and deduction, then it must be science.
Exactly. Well, I mean, they're getting to the right conclusion, right? So it is science.
I have read stories about people who will, you know, like try to build their own orbital balloons and things like that, just to go up and prove that it's all flat. It's a curvature of the lens and this and that. And once we get up there, we'll really see what's up. And then, of course,
the guy who built his own rocket and blew himself up.
Oh, yeah, I remember that guy. Did he blow himself up, or did the rocket just crash back onto Earth?
I don't remember. He died, though, I think.
He did die, though. It's a shame. Because that's a pioneer of flat earthing right there.
That was a pioneer of something.
That he could have had a promising career at NASA or something.
Well, I mean, that's how JPL got founded.
That's right. Wasn't it something like, students messing around? Trying to make
it was two college roommates, and they invented jet fuel and blew up their dorm room. And then NASA was like, hey, what if you kept doing that?
But what if
instead of getting banished to the middle of nowhere?
What if you did that with government funding? In a cool warehouse.
In a cool warehouse.
Hello, Kieran. Nice to see ya.
Oh God, there's a frog in my chat.
There's a frog up ins. I'm not 100% why our audio cues aren't coming through tonight. I apologize for this. Let me see if I can get that sorted out real quick.
No claps? Here, I'll do it.
Thank you. Here, we can always do it. We can always do it manually, Kieran. There you go. Claps for Nef. There you go. And we've got a turtle up in the chat,
too. Oh, hi, buddy.
Looks awesome already, doesn't it? We've got Nef in studio tonight.
Yeah. It's always awesome when I'm here.
Always. We're talking rich conspiracy at the moment. I've always been partial to anything having to do with Antarctica. That's always spooky, mysterious conspiracy theories.
like aliens and stuff, right?
Aliens, stuff buried under the ice. That's always cool. Secret. And there's always like Nazis on Antarctica, Nazis on the moon, like all that kind of stuff.
Everyone's afraid of Nazis, and they don't realize that.
But what if they were under the ice? Or what if they were on the moon?
What if they were, man? What if they were? Dude, it'd be the end. Yeah, but the conspiracy theories about Antarctica are funny and all, but we all know that the ancient temple where the predators hunt the aliens for sport is actually down there.
Wasn't that Alien vs. Predator, the movie?
Yeah, that was Aliens vs. Predator, the movie.
Oh, that was great.
But that's a documentary more than anything.
More of a biopic, a retelling of true events.
There's also The Thing. The Thing is in Antarctica.
That was in Antarctica too, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's a banger movie.
Just the OG one, though. I heard the remake wasn't too great.
The remake. You know the worst part about that remake?
I don't.
They did all the effects in like practical, like the original was.
Okay, puppets.
They did all the effects practical, and then some like asshole walked in and was like, "Nah, it doesn't look good," and then they made them redo it all with CG. But they didn't film any of the movie with CG in mind, so it all looks like trash.
So you're saying that there is not a director's cut, but a practical cut.
Yeah, somewhere out there is a lost take with all practical effects, and I'm sure it's amazing.
Wow.
I do have some sweet glasses on, that's true.
Doesn't she have sweet glasses on, though?
Yeah, we were looking at the VTube Studio, like, base assets that it comes with, and I was like, these are awesome, so I put them on.
Alright, I am going to attempt to add back in our audio cues. Give me a second here. Nef, you can take over the show for a moment.
I can absolutely take it.
It's now the Nef show, everybody.
This has been my show since I walked in the door. I didn't even walk in the door. You just had me here, actually.
We just opened up the airlock, and there she was.
Yeah, that actually works on any space station. If you just open up the airlock, I'll be there. because
Wow.
there's thousands of me because the Nef quest has taken over the universe.
All right, looks like audio cues are working again. Kieran, you can blow some credits on claps.
Nice. We are living in Nef's world. You've always been living in Nef's world.
Yeah, we're just visiting.
You're just visiting.
Now we're just coming off the holiday break. Did you have yourself a fine Christmas, Nef? Did all your holiday dreams come true?
Did all my holiday... Well, so my biggest holiday dream was this thing called the Vector Spaceman Christmas special. That did come true.
Well,
was pretty sick.
that sounds like something that our eager young space cadets could find over on the Vector Spaceman YouTube channel.
Yeah, they could go find.
Uh-oh.
Mute.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
We cut out there
Oh,
for
we're
a
back.
second. Bad space webs.
Yeah. Bad space web. But yeah, I had pretty good holidays. I was chilling. I got a... Okay, so my mom has this trend of buying me these shirts with geology puns on them.
Oh, yeah? That's cute.
And she got me two more, and they're amazing because one of them is like the worst pun I've ever heard, and I love it so much.
Share with the class.
Okay, you know what pyrite is?
Pyrite? Not
Yeah,
entirely. I know it is a rock, or perhaps a mineral.
It's fool's gold.
Oh, we know fool's gold. Yeah, we know fool's gold.
Yeah, so it's a image of fool's gold on the shirt with like an eye patch on it,
Oh,
and
no.
it says "A pyrite's life for me."
That's bad, but that's funny.
I love it so much. Oh my god, it's such a good shirt. And the other one's even better. The other one, get this. The other one, get this, right? So the other one is like a diagram of a fault line, and it says, "It's not my fault. I couldn't handle the pressure."
Ooh. Puns.
No, we can do. That's awesome. Come on.
That's funny,
That's such
though.
a great shirt. Yeah. And the other gift I received for Christmas that was pretty cool was I got a little piece of moldavite.
Moldavite?
Yeah, which is a type of mineral glass called a tektite. A tektite forms from like meteor impacts. The kinetic force transforms everything around
That sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah, so moldavite is a type of meteor glass that only exists in one place in Germany, where
In
meteor hit,
Moldova.
like a bazillion years ago. Yeah. It wasn't
Someplace in
actually a long
Germany.
ago.
That's cool.
It was
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, my New Year's was pretty alright. I just hung out with some friends, watched the New York Times ball drop.
Yeah, classic.
And then Dren's cover of Country Roads aired
That's
at
right.
like midnight for me at New Year's. Like the time he had it set to premiere was New Year's for me.
Yeah, same.
So all my friends at the call went over and watched that for the
Really?
first event of New Year's. And we sang Country Roads with him.
We were not as supportive of Dragon's endeavors on New Year's Eve, but everybody
come on,
should
man.
definitely check out Dragon's channel and his cover, where you can find him singing Country Roads. Speaking of covers, Nef, you've also got
Yeah?
one in the works, is that not correct?
No, I don't. No.
And why is that?
'Cause I wish I could tell you, man. That's
Because Nef has not yet reached her latest milestone, you guys. Nef is currently shooting for 200 followers over on her Twitch channel, which of course we're going to link in the chat. We're going to go do a little shout out here. Shout out Nef. Bam. First of all, make sure you're following this spacey lass, but at the same time, make sure you're giving her some support. Because once she hits 200 followers, she's going to be doing a cover of, what is it, Nef? Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas.
I Want for Christmas Is You.
Even though we've passed Christmas at this point.
Oh, I would do it in the middle of June, man.
Christmas
that song
in
is
July,
a
you
banger.
guys.
It goes so hard. I'll do it whenever I hit 200.
Look
And
at all
it's
the
gonna be awful,
support
but
that
I'll
you're
still do
getting in
it.
the chat here. We
Oh,
want a
the
Nef
support.
cover, says Mana. Kieran's going to make 200 extra accounts just to
Oh,
game the
God.
system. See, that's a fan there. That's a real fan.
Jesus.
That's a real frog
If
fan
I go to
right
my
there.
Twitch followers and I see that I've been followed by 800, like, Kieran Traja 01, Kieran Traja 02 accounts,
It's gonna be, yeah, frog fan 20, you know,
Yeah, that's,
Mad Hops, you know,
Yeah, literally.
long-legged Larry, yeah,
whatever's, like, fucking Final Fantasy character's name is Dorbay.
Dorbay.
Yeah, his Final Fantasy character is named, like, Dorbay or something.
I've been found out, he says.
Found out. Yeah, I'm on to you.
Too slick for you, Kieran. Good try, though. Good try. No, we'll get there. We'll get there authentically one of these days. And then we'll get
One
to
of these
enjoy
days.
a delicious Nef cover, you guys. Fantastic.
It'll happen. I actually do have another project in the works.
Is that right? Why don't you tell the
Yeah.
folks about it then?
So it's going to come out sometime this month. I'm going to be doing a little educational stream
Ooh,
called Rock Talk.
Rock Talk.
Yeah, I think that's a fun name. And it's going to be like a little educational, just geology stream. And it might be the start of something that I do multiple of. It might just be a one-off thing. I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
A little science education for the folks.
Yeah, and I'll be having... I'll probably just ask at some point if anyone from Hivecore wants to come on and sit in the classroom while I lecture.
You could be the Bill Nye of space VTubers.
I would absolutely love that if I could be the next Bill Nye. I think that'd be so sick.
So here's an important question, Nef. Maybe on the same subject. What's the best rock?
Now that's a good question. What is the best rock? See, okay, there's an important distinction to be made because rocks are not minerals and minerals are not rocks. There's
no
difference
overlap
there.
whatsoever?
So rocks are made of minerals. Multiple minerals form a rock. But minerals are not rocks because a rock is defined as something made of one or two or more minerals.
So the
So
rock
there's a
is
difference
a
there.
mineral, but a mineral is not a rock.
Exactly. All rocks are minerals, but not all minerals are rocks. Because
Look
if
at
a
us
mineral is
learning
just one
things
kind of
tonight,
mineral,
Space Cadets.
then it's not a rock. So, what is the best rock? That's a good question.
As the local expert, I figured you would know.
Well, basalt does a lot of work. The tectonic plates in the ocean, the oceanic crust, is all basalt. That's just completely made of basalt. That's what gives it its buoyancy. Because buoyancy is actually an issue with tectonics, is they have to float on the astheno and mesospheres.
Of course, as we all know.
Yeah, that's the mantle, right? Whatever. Yeah, so basalt does a lot of work. What else do I like? I like conglomerate. Conglomerate's pretty sick. You can get a lot of cool information out of conglomerate.
That sounds like it would just be a
scoria.
bunch of rocks.
Conglomerate is many rocks that were eroded and merged back together. They metamorphosed back together.
A bunch of
so
great
it's pretty
tastes that
sick.
taste great together.
Yeah, there's also, I like concretite, if you've ever heard of concretite.
I have not heard of concretite.
Yeah, so that's a chunk of asphalt that you find and then you point out to other geologists and say, hey, look, we found urbanite or concretite. And then everyone laughs and nobody else gets it.
All right. That is funny. Yeah, because as soon as you said concretite, I thought related to concrete somehow, but why would it have the same root
it's
word?
straight up just asphalt, yeah.
Okay.
I also like scoria. Scoria is cool. There's a lot of scoria on Mars. I actually have scoria on my shelf.
In
that's
the background of your scenes over on your channel, which we linked to, and everybody should go check out.
Scoria is cool. Scoria is a pyroclastic rock. It's what tells us that there's definitely been... Well, it's not the only thing, but it's one of the things that definitely confirms there was volcanic activity on Mars at
I
one
was going to
point.
say pyroclastic, obviously having something to do with heat.
Yeah. So, Scoria is pretty cool.
Nice.
I don't know, man. I could go on forever about rocks that I like. There's so many of them.
So tune into Rock Talk, everybody, over on Nef's channel. Coming soon to a Twitch TV near you.
Yeah, we'll be talking about Earth and its broad scale geologic processes and stuff like that.
Just Earth, or are you going to throw in some Mars info there too?
This first one will be mostly Earth with a little bit of Mars at the end.
Oh, she's got it all planned out.
Yeah.
All right, here's a more pressing question for you then, Neff. What is the best tasting rock?
What is the best tasting rock? Now, that's a good question. So I'm going to start this by saying don't go around licking rocks.
Too late, but continue.
Okay.
It's too late for many of our space cadets, but continue.
Well, see, there's a lot of rocks that look like they taste really good, but then you would lick them and die. Let's see. What's like a cool thing to point out? There's like if you look up like candy halite is a type of salt formation.
I was going to say, does salt count? Because is it a mineral or is it a rock?
Salt is a mineral. Yeah, these are minerals that I'm talking about. There's also a grape agate and morpholine. Those look like no, sorry, not morpholine. Tourmaline is the one. Sorry, their name's similar. Tourmaline is another one that looks like a candy, and all those look like tourmaline looks like straight up Jolly Ranchers, you know.
That would do it.
They all look like they'd be delicious, but if you lick any of them, your tongue will be destroyed.
So don't do it, you guys.
So don't do that. I don't know. Probably the best tasting rock would be something that has a lot of different types of minerals in it. If you want to get that
flavor
wide
burst.
variety of flavors, yeah. So probably something. Honestly, you could go for something like granitic, or anything volcanic. Really has a lot of different stuff in it that you could go for. I feel.
Well, that sounds like it would be good for you.
Yeah.
You know, volcanic
stuff. You know, make sure it's not fresh out of the oven, you know?
Yeah, you gotta wait for it to cool down first.
Yeah, wait for it to cool down. It'll take a couple thousand years.
Burn a hole right through your mouth. Now, you've got a lovely collection of rocks in the back of your scene over on your Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Nefaltanin. Have you got a big collection of rocks in real life too, Neff?
I have a collection of rocks in real life too. I actually have it sitting over on my shelf right over there. I can look at it. It's sick.
What is your rarest rock, Neff?
My rarest rock? I have... Oh, man. What is my rarest rock? None of them are super rare. Honestly, the Moldavite is probably the rarest thing I own.
The Germanic one?
Yeah. But of the rocks that I own, because Moldavite's a tektite, of the rocks that I own...
Technically.
Yeah, technically it's a tektite. Technically, if you look at the tech, it's probably a tektite. I have a piece of metamorphosed garnet that's pretty sick.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, so there can be a lot of garnet on shorelines, and that can form layers of sedimentary rocks.
Garnet, like the same garnet they use in jewelry?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a fuck ton of garnet everywhere. And
this
thing happens on shorelines where the waves sort things because they have different densities. So garnet gets sorted out, and it can form into stone if the shoreline recedes. And in areas like that, if it forms into garnet sandstone, that can metamorphose. And that's what I found on one of the shores that I went to, so I took that.
Very cool.
Yeah, I don't really have many super... You disappeared. I don't have any super rare...
You disappeared, but you're back.
I'm back. What's going on? I don't have many super rare rocks, but that's a cool one that I got.
And last bit of rock discussion here. What would you say is your favorite rock, Neff?
My favorite rock? Didn't we already do that?
Sorry, that you own.
That I own? Oh, definitely the Moldavite.
Definitely the Moldavite? It does sound
it's a
really
tektite,
cool.
though. But it's pretty sick, yeah. I also have this one rock that just feels good to hold because it's perfectly, like, spherical. It's almost a perfect sphere.
Texture is important.
That was also from a shore. I think it's mostly, diuretic. I don't know.
Sorry, I thought you said diuretic there. Remember, guys, don't eat rocks.
No, don't eat the rocks, though. It's similar to diorite. That's, like, on the cusp.
Incredible discussion. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I feel wizened. I hope everyone else feels elucidated.
I kind of know what I'm talking about when it comes to geology, man. I know what I'm saying.
It definitely seems like it. We got comments in the chat here. Nye says, I legit love hearing people talk about stuff they're knowledgeable about, and I agree.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a kind of an expert come on the show here. Goodness gracious. Yeah. All right, you guys, we are going to take a very short break as we let this ad play. We don't want to be talking over it. We're going to be right back with more Nef in the coming hours. See you in a sec. And we're back.
And we're back. All right, everybody, welcome back to the NefQuest podcast. It's so nice to have you on the show today, Spaceman.
She says, with my name plastered over every square inch of the background. Nef just hijacking every show that she comes on, you guys.
Listen, every show is mine.
Remember, guys, if you've got questions for Nef tonight, you can always post it in the chat, or you can join our handy-dandy Space Call Discord. You can actually join the show if you want to call in and say something, maybe bring up a topic of discussion, or have your voice heard on something that we're talking about. Make use of these fun little tools.
Yeah.
Nef, what gets you riled up most when people talk about Mars?
What gets me riled up most when people talk about Mars? Terraforming.
Oh?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't. Should I get pissed off? I'll get pissed off. I'll rant.
It's very on brand.
It's very on brand. Very on brand. Okay, so terraforming Mars is the stupidest, biggest waste of time and resources and effort that anybody could ever fucking do in their entire lives.
Tell them why you're mad, son. Tell them why you're mad.
Unfeasible. It's so infeasible to terraform Mars. I don't even want to, okay, let's talk about mass, all right? To terraform Mars, you need it to hold oxygen in its atmosphere, right? Do you know how fucking hard it is to hold oxygen in the atmosphere of a planet that's small? Mars is so small.
I don't know. I mean, we do it all the time.
You would have to harvest. You know how much matter it would take to make Mars big enough to hold oxygen in the atmosphere?
What does matter, though?
You would have to harvest all of Mercury. We would have to destroy an entire planet from our solar system and then take some from Venus and just slap that onto Mars to even have enough mass to hold an oxygen. But then guess what? Where the fuck are you going to get the oxygen from? We don't have fusion. We don't have, a way to just make infinite oxygen. We don't have enough of it on our own planet. So where are you going to get the oxygen and just throw that at the planet and hope it holds it? Because there's no way to really know if it's big enough yet. So you would have to find a fuck ton of oxygen somewhere. You could probably find some hidden in the ice on Venus, I guess. But even then, it's a fucking nightmare.
So you're saying there is a way?
It's so unfeasible. It's such a huge waste of time, man. And then, it's still all useless rock and sand. What are you gonna do with that, buddy? Where are you gonna get the soil from? Earth? It's already dead. You're not gonna get enough shit from Earth to Mars to be able to colonize it.
We have got a lot of Earth. It's right in the name.
What do you mean? We're running out of Earth. It's all dying. By the time you finish making Mars big enough to hold oxygen, there's not going to be any fertile soil left to grow plants there. And even then, even if we save Earth, and there's we get all of our land back and everything's great and all the soil's good, how are you going to split that between two planets? It wouldn't be beneficial at that point. There would be no benefit because you're just using the same amount of soil across two different planets. You're just making it take longer to export food back and forth, right? And it's such a huge waste of time. Terraforming Mars is stupid. It's a terrible idea. It's for big idiots to be like, oh, let's terraform Mars. And then people will be like, yeah, let's terraform Mars. That's a great idea. And I'm sitting here like, guys, no, that's stupid. Stop. It's a waste of money. That gets me riled up.
That gets you riled up.
The idea of terraforming Mars is dumb.
Isn't it cool, though? Isn't it just a cool idea?
It'd be so sick. No, don't get me wrong. It'd be so sick if one day we could have 2 Earths. That'd be awesome, all right? Just the issue is, scientifically, it would be such an unimaginable effort to do with not enough, like, actual gain that there's no real point to it.
Why did Neff disappear? What on earth
Why
just
did Neff
happened?
disappear? I don't know
Why
what's
is
going
there a
on.
big screen?
I don't know. I'm gonna restart that.
Okay.
I don't know what just happened. That was weird.
That looks like a Discord issue. Oh, it looks like you're back.
I'm back.
I have heard, or read, I suppose, accounts that you'd have to do something crazy like try to restart the... Isn't it a dead core as well? Isn't that the big problem? You can't keep an atmosphere?
Frozen. You would not be able to keep an atmosphere because, well, okay. So here's the another big issue. You would have to restart the core, not because of the atmosphere, but because of the radiation, right? Mars doesn't have any magnetic field. It doesn't have an electromagnetic field, which is what Earth's iron core generates, right? Mars also has an iron core, but it's not like hot. It doesn't have any heat. It doesn't do anything. It's frozen. It just sits there. So it doesn't generate an electromagnetic field, and that is what helps disperse the radiation so we don't die. So sending anyone to Mars is already a death sentence. They're going to come back with like 8 million types of cancer. You know, it's such a bad idea.
So we send the Australians. They're already used to it. And they already live in a red wasteland to begin with. And they can just, do your best, mates. And we'll see in 100 years or however long it's going to take.
We'll see you never, idiots. Bye. So long, suckers that I always hated.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's good to know.
Frog's got a question.
Frog does seem to have a question. I've been struggling during this rant to try and get permissions set up for the audience question channel on the Discord. Apparently, it's not working. So, folks, if you have questions for Nep or anything you want to add, just put it in the...
Our top linguists are working on communicating with the frog right now, but he is only a frog.
You can always just stick it in the chat here, the Twitch chat, and we'll get it straight to Nep. Get her hot takes.
Get it straight to Nep. Okay, buddy.
We've got a direct-to-Nep pipeline.
Nep pipeline.
Nef, here's a question that I was asking our last studio guest. Do you have a favorite orc?
Orc? From, like, Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, from Lord of the Rings.
A favorite orc? I mean, the classic is always Meat's Back on the Menu Boys guy. That's a great guy, right?
Is he not an Uruk-hai, technically?
He is an Uruk-hai, though, you're right. But do they... I don't know. Favorite orc? I don't know. I don't really have any orcs that I remember outside of the Uruk-hai.
Alright, let's count them as well, then. Meat's Back on the Menu, that is a classic one.
Oh, you know what? From the same scene, I like the little goblin orc with like the super long nose who just like...
I think I know who you're talking about.
After that. He kind of looks like a crow. He runs after them, he's all like crouched over and shit. And then they run away because he like falls over.
Yeah, he's like, what about them? They're fresh. That guy, yeah.
yeah, that guy.
They don't need their legs. That guy.
I thought he was funny, yeah.
He is funny, yeah. Props to New Zealanders. Way to go, you guys.
What's your favorite orc? You got a favorite orc?
I do have a favorite orc. I actually showed it off on the program last time. It's the one from the last fight at Return of the King, Pelennor Fields, and he rocks up with it's right before the Rohirrim are doing their charge, and he rocks up with a pike, and he's got a big neck beard, and he goes, "Roar!"
Oh, that guy!
Yeah, that guy. Everybody knows that guy.
Sucks. That guy's awesome.
That guy's great.
You're so right. That guy's a badass.
Yeah, I mean, that guy. See,
yeah,
I wish some of them were more named characters. Outside alerts, nobody appreciates...
Orc 1,200.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, whatever.
Nobody appreciates a good orc. I forget how we got onto that discussion last time. But I think the reason I wanted to bring it up again is that you and I have been trying to put together a viewing party for the Lord of the Rings trilogy for a while. I still think that's something we should do. That sounds like a fun time. And most importantly, I think we should try to get some people who, you know, despite the universe's best effort, may not have seen the series already. That'd be great to get some people who are watching it for the first time. I actually know someone who hasn't seen it yet. Oh? Who's that?
Yeah. So Bootbot has not seen Lord of the Rings.
Bootbot's never seen it.
The D&D streamer has never seen Lord of the Rings.
I was about to say, he's super involved with tabletop stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's
extended
astounding.
Edition. Oh, you better know I own the extended
Obviously, we do extended edition. Come on.
Of course, man. It's going to be a fucking 13-hour stream, but it's going to be awesome.
Is there even any question? Yeah, that we can't archive, that we have to take down immediately.
It's going to immediately get us fucking murdered.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. I mean, that's why we do it in one sitting instead of 3, so we get one copyright strike
on the stream, though,
3.
Right?
No, there's ways to get around it. You do some blurring, you do some, like a watch-along sort of thing.
You don't do the audio or anything. You just put a timer on the screen and then the VTubers.
You can do that. I think you could also probably get away with some heavily blurred elements that sort of let people like get a gist of where you're at as well.
Yeah, something like that. Or you could just have me there and I'll be like, oh my god, they're raiding Helm's Deep. No way.
Doing like a on-the-spot reporting.
Yeah. I'll be live tweeting the whole thing.
We're going live now to Nef, who's on the scene in the dungeons of Khazad-dûm. Nef, what are you seeing at this moment?
Oh god, bro. Well, Spaceman, as it turns out, we're actually receiving live information that Frodo just met some fucked up goblin creature. Oh, we should do The Hobbit, too. We should do The Hobbit, all 3 Hobbit movies,
Hobbit,
and then all 3 Lord of the Rings movies. Why do you like the
worst movies, though?
What do you mean? They're
it's
fine.
So
they're not
bad.
They're not bad, man.
Nef, I have a question for you. Perhaps this is more interrogative than some of the other lines of questioning that we've gotten to tonight.
Yeah.
Where were you on Thursday, December 21st, 2019?
That's a very specific date, Vector Spaceman, and I know exactly where I was on the night of Thursday, December 21st, 2019. I was in the movie theaters on the opening night of Cats, the film adaptation of the Broadway musical Cats, and I was the only person in the entire theater. Astounding.
And so, once again, I reiterate, you kind of have a thing for the worst movies, don't you?
What do you mean? No, I read The Hobbit, I read The Silmarillion, I liked the Hobbit movies, I thought they were alright.
Okay. But then you also do own a copy of Cats, the Broadway musical adaptation of Cats.
Listen, you can't hold that against me, alright?
Why? Why can I not hold that against you?
Because it's funny, alright?
Well, it is funny, yes, that's why we continue to circle back to it.
It's free comedy. Anyone looks at my shelf, they're like, wait, hang on. Like, come on, man. It's free comedy. And then I get to tell them that I was the only single person in the entire movie theater. And I was laughing my ass off. Not the only single person,
the single only person, literally the only person.
God, dude. What a
Jackie asking, do you also have a copy of Morbius? I'm not sure that one's out yet. But
I actually never saw Morbius.
Oh, maybe you should pre-order a Blu-ray copy of Morbius.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that, actually.
Even Nef has standards.
I'm like, oh, it's Morbin time. Let's go.
Right? What's one film that you think that everybody around you should see, Nef?
You're asking me that question?
I'm asking you that. We're getting into the mind of Nef at the moment.
I feel like that's an obvious answer for me.
Is it gonna be
the film adaptation of Andy Weir's The Martian?
Oh, okay. As soon as he said film adaptation, I thought, oh boy, we're going back to Cats.
No. The Martian. See that? It's fucking amazing. My literal entire suit is designed after The Martian.
That's true.
Go see that.
Nef's legally distinct Martian outfit?
Yeah, legally distinct, because I changed the colors.
Always looking styling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love The Martian. That's my favorite movie. It's also my favorite book. See it.
Was that you pulling out the book? I know you always keep it nearby.
Yeah, I do. I have it right here.
There you go. Jeez. A true fan, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also have the movie sitting right next to it.
Your little shrine or something, or what?
I can tell. So the same author wrote a different book recently called Project Hail Mary,
Yes,
which is a really good book. And that book is getting its own movie adaptation, so I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Is that the one that's about the moon or something?
No, that's Artemis.
Oh, there's 3 then.
Yeah, he's got 3 books. But Project Hail Mary is about like an extinction event, and it's a really, really good book, and I'm excited for the movie. So when that comes out, check it out, guys, because
check it out, you guys.
He's got my vote.
He's got Neff's vote for a good movie. Good book and movie. I remember seeing that film in theaters, The Martian, and I was always kind of turned off of the book because some of the excerpts from the book that I had read just seemed like it sounded like I was reading somebody's like blog post or something like that.
Yeah.
Like almost juvenile, something like a lot of internet slang and lingo and what have you. Mm-hmm. And I think they toned that down for the film a little bit, which I appreciated. But yeah, great film.
There's also a lot more technical stuff in the book. There's a lot more science or pseudoscience.
Listen, you can only get away with so much on the big screen. People haven't got time for, big words and nerd stuff. Come on. We gotta get the ships blown up. We gotta get crops freezing. We gotta get the visual stuff. Come on, people.
Yeah, we gotta get to the radioisotope thermoelectric generator. Everyone's favorite part.
It's not a bad part.
It's not. It kind of is.
It is? All right.
Yeah, because it can kill everyone.
Oh, okay. So like conceptually, it's a bad part, but on screen,
so it's
cool to be digging up old radioactive cores or whatever. Yeah, just fucking go wrong.
See what happens.
No, it's got a case around it. It's probably fine. What's the worst that could happen? You're already on Mars. You're already on Mars.
No, but we put those on rovers and shit. We don't put those where humans are. Mm-hmm. And for good reason. Because they kill you.
Because they kill you. Now, Neff, you had asked me during our latest Helldivers collab last week, which of course viewers can check out on the Vector Spaceman YouTube channel. Stay plugging, you guys. Whether we had any resolutions for the new year, and I don't believe I ever asked you in turn if you had any goals or ambitions for this new year, Neff.
Do I have any ambitions this year? I actually do. And
really?
It's kind of a weird one.
Oh, what's that?
I'm going to finally get my ass in gear and finish writing a book that I started.
A book? Wow.
Yeah. So I say started. I didn't actually even start it. I just made a document and wrote down all my ideas and like plot points and stuff, and I never actually started it.
Classic way to start projects. Yep.
I'm a huge writer. I do a lot of writing, like just for fun.
I never knew that.
So I just open up, like I do it a lot. I open up documents and just write stuff for a while, and I do a lot of creative writing. So my resolution this year is to finally put that to use and write a book and maybe try and get it published if I feel good about it.
That would be super cool. And then everybody could read Neff's super cool, I presume, science fiction work, or who knows what it would be.
Yeah.
Well, that's very cool. Any concepts that you want to share with the cadets, or is it still very
not at all?
Okay.
But a lot of it has to do with radio waves and stuff like that.
Radio waves.
Yeah.
No, I get that. You want to have firm foundations before you start sharing with people. Mm-hmm. Or even then, just wait till it's all done. Just surprise everybody with it.
Man. You gotta read the book.
Yeah, you want to find out what happens? You gotta buy the book.
Exactly.
In multiple copies.
Exactly.
In hard copy.
Exactly.
And PDF.
Exactly.
Available wherever fine literature is sold.
Well, yes, that's my resolution. Um,
That's super cool.
yeah.
Jackie
Okay, copy
saying-
and send it to space using a cannon.
Space.
Hell
That'd kind of
yeah.
be cool, though, wouldn't it? Have a
That's
copy
how
of
we
your
send
book
everything
floating
to
in
space,
space.
technically.
Technically, according to like a backwards cannon.
Mm-hmm. It's
Just-
a cannon that's just facing the wrong way.
Yeah, you point it down, you let it fly.
Yeah,
easy
and instead
peasy.
of a cannonball, it's jet fuel.
Mm-hmm. That's super cool. I would love to see
Yeah.
some of that, Neff. Really
yeah,
cool stuff.
So, I'm
Because I don't think
feeling
you've ever
pretty-
done any sort of like creative writing or anything on screen
No,
before. That's
not
something
at
that we
all.
didn't really know about you.
Not at
Kind
all.
of keep to yourself.
Yeah, that's a me thing. So
Mhm.
you know,
We get that. We get that.
yeah.
Jackie saying, let's hope it doesn't come back down in Ohio, then it's forever lost. What's the deal with Ohio?
It's a chunk error. So do you know Minecraft? So in Minecraft, there are these things called chunks, which is a 16 by 16 like area.
Right, we've learned a bit
And
about
that's how the
Minecraft
world
over the
generates.
months. Yeah.
So, right. So there's this thing called a chunk error where it doesn't load right, and it's just a 16 by 16 hole down to the void underneath the world. And so
Okay.
that's what Ohio is. There's actually just a chunk error there. There's nothing in Ohio. Ohio didn't load right when God booted up the world. So there's actually just a big chunk error right there. So that's what they mean when they say if it comes down in Ohio, it's forever lost because it would fall into the void and die.
Okay, I think I see.
Yeah.
I get the idea. Now, you'll have to excuse my lack of knowledge about American geography, being a spacey Canadian, as we are. Is Ohio the square one? Like the perfectly, like, or almost, like, rectangular state?
No, I think that's Colorado.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought that might have played into it.
Ohio kind of looks like it's not even square. Ohio, how do I describe the shape of Ohio? It's like okay, like a standard rectangular flag?
Yeah.
Imagine that's
Yeah.
like billowing in the wind, right? And so it kind of like goes
Kind
down
of
and
wavy
back up.
then. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a little wavy flag sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay.
That's the one.
That's the one. That's Ohio.
Yep.
Sorry, just looking up a picture of it. That's Ohio.
Yeah.
There we go.
But you see what I mean? It kind of looks like I stand by my analogy. That's
accurate.
comparison.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Kind of flowing. Kind of
Yeah.
waving. Corey Ojo up in the chat saying those glasses
Corey, I
are
love
pretty
you.
funky fresh.
I know, right? Aren't they great? They're so sick. we were just going through the assets of YouTube Studio, and I was like, "Those are awesome."
She can't see a single thing, but she's looking fresh to
No, I
death.
can't see shit right now. I cannot see shit.
Vaporwave
Oh, yeah,
nap, that's
Ellie's
right.
here.
Ellie's here too.
Hi,
Hi,
Ellie.
Ellie. Hope everybody's
It's
having
so
a
long
fine
since I've seen
evening.
Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Vaporwave enough, yeah, literally.
Vaporwave Neff.
Yeah.
80s up in here. Welcome to Miami, Space Cadets.
I've talked to you forever. I know, it's been so long, Ellie. It's been so long.
Yes, that's right. You've been doing some stuff with Ellie off stream, I guess. This
It was
is
on Ellie's stream. Ellie streamed it, I think.
okay, lovely. But this is your latest endeavors into Final Fantasy stuff, is that right?
Yeah, so in Final Fantasy XIV, I've made a static. It's doing Savage Raids, and all of Nova Swarm is in that, and so is Jemmy.
Fun. And how did that go? You had a big old raid last night, is that it?
Yeah, it was our day one, first time raiding as a group, and all of Nova Swarm was new. Frog was there subbing for us because Jamie couldn't make it because she's getting fucked. Frog, I think, was also new. Everyone did a great job. It was actually a really good first day raid for a stag. Everyone did a great job. I'm very happy with how it went, and I'm looking forward to the next one. It was a very good time.
Lovely. We'd love to see it.
Yeah. They're all gamers.
Big gamers up in here?
They're gaming, bro. They're gaming.
We're gaming, though?
Those callouts are entertaining. Yeah, my callouts are pretty sick.
Is this par for the course, like everything else that we've seen Neff do, gaming-wise?
Well, I don't know. It might be a little bit different.
I've clicked some of them, says Ellie. Okay, so maybe we'll get to see some in the near future.
That'd be cool to see.
Gamer gangsters, you know it, Corey.
Yeah, we be gaming.
We stay gaming, though. Now, outside of your, I guess what turned out to be a far more personal endeavor, the creative writing and what have you, you've spoken before about your relationship with streaming and how it's solely a hobby, and that if it were to ever become sort of unfun, that you'd have no problem walking away from the medium and carrying on without it. Now, you celebrated your birthday on stream this year, which allows us to guesstimate that within the next year or two, you'll probably be done with university and off into the wider world of careers and what have you. It's often the case that we tend to prioritize our real-world obligations, and so it'd be understandable, if, however saddening, to see a reduced amount of Nef content in the coming years. And I
wonder if you
wonder...
can reduce it any further.
Well, I was just wondering if you have any goals, any ambitions, any personal achievements that you'd like to see reached before the end ever comes around, vis-a-vis with regard to streaming. So we've recently seen some upgrades to your streaming environment during your 1 year and change anniversary, but what else might you like to see yourself accomplish streaming within this year, let's say?
Wow, that's, what else do I want to do in streaming?
Or have you completely peaked in potential?
I did. I peaked when I was like 14, let's be honest. I peaked when I was 14. I did like a fucking recital. That was it. Let's see. In streaming, I think I'm just kind of chilling. I don't know if there's much else I want to do. I definitely want to do the educational thing. I think that's going to be
the Rock Talk, yeah.
A pretty big thing for me is Rock Talk. I'm looking forward to doing that. That's something that I actually had thought about doing way back when I started. And eventually, at one point I was like, I don't know. And then just kind of tabled the idea. And then one night I was talking to Drem, and he was like, oh, that's great, you should do that. And I was like, all right. So that's why I'm bringing it back. I think that'll be a good thing to get done.
It's real easy to have ideas for what to do on stream. And it can feel like it's going to be hard to put it into, like, practice, to put it into application, but really when you get going with it, you just got to give yourself a tiny little push is really all it takes most of the time.
I didn't think anyone would care, to be honest.
About Rock Talk?
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck cares about rocks?
Well, clearly Nef does, yeah. Surely you'll find some success talking about rocks. Just for you, Nef, I care, says Corey. Well, there you go. Corey cares.
Corey. Where would I be without you, Corey? What the hell? I gotta do stuff with Corey at some point, man.
Likewise, we gotta get Corey onto the show at some point, too.
Yeah. Corey's sick, bro. We gotta do stuff with Corey.
We gotta do stuff with Corey, though.
But another thing I'd like to do with streaming is, I think it'd be fun to do, like, just some kind of, like, community-based thing. I don't really know what it would be, but I want to do, like, something that takes place over the course of, like, a month, where it's, like, a bunch of different things. Like, it'd be, like, scheduled streams throughout a month that would all be, like, really community-based or something. I don't know. I think that'd be something kind of cool to do, is to do, like, a month-long sort of... I don't know. I don't know. It's a vague idea. I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool, and moved on. But I don't know. I want to do some kind of, like, if I ever do plan on leaving, like, streaming, if I decide it's not fun, I don't want to do it anymore, I think that's what I would do. I would do some, like, big thing before leaving.
A big blowout sort of.
Yeah.
Last hurrah sort of thing.
This sucks. Fuck all of you, and then leave forever. Yeah, something like that.
Corey here saying, Nef, I think it's really cool that you have the Space Factor team, if I remember correctly. That stuff is really cute and fun.
Yeah, so I have a space fact and a geology fact. Yeah.
Would you care to drop a space fact for the viewers tonight?
You know what a quasar is?
Y'all know what a quasar is? Tell them what it is, Nef.
I'll tell you what a quasar is. Pull up a chair, Spaceman. I'll tell you what a
I'm already sitting. I'm ready to go.
Fucking stand up, pull up a chair, sit down, and I'll tell you what a quasar is.
Yep. I'm settling in right here. I'm ready to go. Right. I'm snuggled in. Yep.
Alright, so a quasar, get this, supermassive black hole, center of a galaxy. So much gas swirling around that black hole, all that friction, because gas gets friction, starts heating it up. It heats up. You know what happens when it heats up that much, Spaceman?
Tell us.
I'll tell you what happens when it heats up that much. It gets bright. It starts shining because of all that heat that it's releasing as light energy. And so a quasar is one of the brightest things in the universe. Actually, they are the brightest things in the universe because they're so big and they're causing so much friction with the gas around them that they create more light than anything else in the universe. So the brightest things in the sky, well, you can't actually really see them, but the brightest things in the universe are quasars.
Shine bright, you crazy quasar.
Yeah, and the name quasar comes from quasi-stellar radio emitter, because the way we found them originally was they were emitting radio waves from deep space.
Ah, look at that. Quasi-something radio.
Yeah, quasi-stellar radio emitter.
Quasi-stellar radio emitter, you guys.
Yeah.
That is a neat fact. Thank you for that, Neff. I feel like everybody has been wizened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Corey's saying, I find Neff's perspective on streaming refreshing. I'm so used to hearing people be like, I must make a career out of this. Whereas for you, it's really just been, fun times, fun stuff to do.
Yeah, man. I was like, that looks like fun. I want to do that when I was like 10. And then I thinking about that. And then I talked to Boop and I was like, wouldn't this be cool? And he'd be like, yeah, do it. I was like, all right.
10?
No, I wasn't 10 at the time. But when I was 10, you see like the YouTubers around then,
Okay, I get what you mean, yeah.
YouTubers are cool. They're like entertaining people and being funny. And then VTubers became a thing, and I was like, this is sick. And I went to Boop, and I was like, this is sick. And he's like, I'm one. And I was like, I know, it's sick. And he was like, you should do it. And I was like, all right. And I did it, and it's fun.
And then you did, and here we are.
Yeah. I'm not here to make a career out of this, man. I'm going to be fucking throwing rocks at people for my career, but...
Is that a real job?
Well, it depends on how good you are at it.
Listen, you can throw rocks at people in pretty well any career, if you really want to make it part of your day-to-day.
All right, listen, man. I'm going to be fucking doing shit with meteorites. That's my goal.
Meteorites, that's cool.
Yeah, but this is a fun hobby. I like doing it. I wanted to do it, so I did it. And I'm here until I don't want to do it. That's just it. This is not a career.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Respectable. Admirable.
Yeah.
Now, I think that Neff exists as kind of a curious figure within the little streaming community that we occupy. Many of our viewers only really became aware of Neff during the animated specials, and of course, while those roles have been written for you with your personality in mind, they're not exactly an authentic representation of the real Neff, just as any character which appears in our specials is sort of an exaggerated version of how they're perceived by the screenwriter, in this case, Spaceman, which is to say, myself. So what occupies your time off-stream, Neff? We know you're a student engaged in some sort of geological studies, but as far as recreation goes, if you're not broadcasting, how do you like to spend your time?
I spend a lot of time playing video games just off stream. I'm a hopeless gamer.
Big gamer.
But I do a lot of the creative writing, like I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So I spend a lot of time writing for fun. And but the other things I do is I do bike rides. I like biking around.
Oh, we love it.
Yeah, and whenever I do that, I like to find a place to stop and sit down and just look at the stuff going around. There's this one bike path near where I live, and there's this one spot I really like that is looking over a lake. I love that spot. I love hanging out there. So, yeah, I like to go on bike rides and just find a spot to sit down and look around.
We love doing that.
Yeah, I read. I read lots of manga and books. I actually read textbooks for fun.
What? Come on.
Yeah, I do. So whenever I get a new textbook for class, I read it cover to cover before the class even starts.
Just to get ahead of the curve?
No, just because I like learning. It's fun.
Or just so you have more time for games?
I don't know. I like reading them. I like the information. It's fun. I like it. So yeah, I read the textbooks for fun. I go to the library sometimes at my college and just pick out a textbook to read.
Hence Neff's bright quasar-like future
yeah,
within the realm
I'm
of
such a nerd.
astro studies
Yeah.
and rock stuff.
Yeah. And what else do I do? I don't know. I used to go camping a lot. I used to go camping in the mountains, actually.
I think you've mentioned that before, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't done that a lot recently. I've been meaning to get back into it. But yeah, that's a thing that you know what? That's my new resolution. I'm adding a new one.
What's that?
I'm having a second resolution. I'm gonna go camping again.
Okay, well that one should be pretty
Just for
easy to
fun.
knock off the list. All you gotta do is
Yeah.
sleep outdoors, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you could just be homeless and get done with that. Technically.
I mean, when you're right, Spaceman.
Or he's saying, I don't know if this has been discussed already, but Neff, have you thought about mixing the creative writing with streaming somehow?
I mean, I think about it. I don't know how you would do it. I haven't come up with any conclusion.
Well, we could think of one way that we could kind of make it work. And that's, I don't know if you guys would like to see something like this. What if we had Neff write an animated special at some point in the future? I don't know if she'd be into doing like
God.
script work.
Oh, that could be fun. We could try that.
Doing something like that?
Yeah.
That'd be
that might
kind of
something to
cool.
look
That'd
into.
be kind of cool. A little way
Yeah.
to flex your writing legs, as it were, and still stay
yeah.
within the realm of stream and stuff.
Yeah, something like that.
Do a little
I don't know,
collaborative stuff.
because my writing is very, what's a good way to describe it?
Narrative?
It's a lot narrative. It's very mechanical, I guess I would say. I
Technical?
focus a lot on the functions of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the pseudoscience bullshit that I come up with to support that.
Like hard sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that. But I don't know. We could try writing a little animated special. That could be fun.
Ellie's saying another idea: random prompt writing streams, maybe.
That could be cool. I could try that.
Coming up with stuff on the fly, giving a few prompts, something like that.
Yeah, that might be fun.
I used
Well,
to
I mean,
use.
there's an idea. I think it was on Corey's stream. We talked about it at one point where I mentioned that one of my creative writing classes that I took at one point.
You did bring this up, yes.
Yeah,
Tell the folks.
they like love poems or some shit, and mine banged. It was awesome.
But I don't think you ever shared it with the.
I did not. I
the
never
stream.
shared
Why
it.
not? Why not?
Bro. Fucking never.
Oh, come on. That
I'm
sounds.
saving that for
that
a
sounds
special someone, bro.
awesome.
I can't be broadcasting it.
Aw,
It's
man.
gotta be in the moment. Come on now. Give me the 300 subs, I'll release it.
300 subs, you guys. You heard it here first.
Followers, I guess. I don't know.
300 followers. You heard it
Whatever
here
they're
first.
called.
Mm-hmm.
It's content. Yeah, that's true. Actually,
It's all
content.
content, Neff. Mm-hmm.
I actually really hate modern poetry. I don't like poetry at all.
No? I mean, if it doesn't rhyme, can you really call it poetry?
Well, yes, easily.
Obviously, but.
Yeah. I don't know. Modern poetry is stupid because everyone likes to come up with rules for it, and the rules make it annoying to read.
Oh,
I
I was
like,
going to
I
say
like older
modern
poetry.
poetry. I usually think of stuff that's trying to break rules, trying to come up with twists and trying to break
Yeah,
formula.
but they
and
like
what
all
have you.
have their own stupid rules, you know?
I see.
It's annoying, man. I'm like, just write something that's emotional. That's what poetry is, man. Not, ooh, I have like some big message that I'm gonna deliver to the people because they need to know. It's like,
Not in a
I don't give
poem,
a
guy.
shit,
Come
man.
on.
Just give me your emotions. That's all I want to know, you know? So that's why I like stuff like Japanese death poems and stuff like that. Those
Oh,
are,
yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, those are very beautiful. I find those really, really nice.
Not a lot of modern takes on those, I guess.
Dude, I'm gonna write a Japanese death poem.
falling out of favor. Falling
When
out of
I
style.
die, I don't want an obituary. I want a death poem.
A
That's what
death
I'm gonna do.
poem right
Yeah.
before they chop your head off.
Right before they blast me into space. Because I was the imposter. Welcome to Among Us.
We knew it all along. We should have known. Corey's saying, I recently started doing a literature study series. Would be cool to do some stuff with Neff. That'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
sure. That's cool. I'd be down for that. Yeah.
Folks who like words. Actually, I think when you originally brought up that love poem story on Corey's stream, you had discussed the possibility of doing like a redeem to write them for people, write little poems for people. I think that'd be pretty funny.
I remember that. Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. I should do that.
We
for
never saw that implemented. That sounds pretty good. I imagine you'd have some people lining up to get a few of those.
Dude, I might do that. That's a good idea.
Jot that down, guys. We're gonna have to remind her.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna make a note for myself.
Poetry
Let's
redeem.
do that. That'll be fun.
That does sound fun. Kieran's saying, have you ever thought about making comics?
All the time, man. But I don't have any talent. I can't draw.
Well, technically, you could always work with an artist or something like that.
That's true, but that costs money.
True.
Yeah.
Kieran
I don't
says,
know. I think about making comics all the time, bro. I like visualize comics and like animatics and shit.
Yeah.
I see it in my head all the time, bro. And I'm like, oh my god, it'd be so sick. And then it never happens. So I settle for writing.
I think Nef's a lot more creative than we give her credit for. She just doesn't seem to have any means to realize some of the stuff that's floating around in her head.
I have the ideas, but yeah, we'll see. This is listen, it's all part of the plan, right? So phase 1, get the book published. Phase 2.
First you get the book. Then you get the artist.
Then you get the adaptations.
Then you get the there you go. Then you get the money.
That's the plan.
Kieran says, I would think your comic would just be a rock chilling for 10 pages, then it ends. Kind of sounds like a Nef work.
I mean, if I were the one drawing it, yeah.
100 panels of rocks.
Yeah, man, come on. That'd be so sick.
Rocks
talking I would read
rocks.
100 panels of rocks.
Rock talking.
Rock talking, man. They're rocks.
Rock talking, man. They're rocks. They talk. Oh, but what if they rock? What if they're in a band?
That'd be awesome.
Rocks that rock.
Yeah, man. That rocks.
And also talk.
Oh, you could call it heavy metals.
Heavy metals.
And have it be like zinc and lead and shit. Just different heavy metals.
Look at that. That's funny. Because there are well, have you ever seen comic series like Hetalia and yeah, series that will personify concepts or countries or anthropomorphize, stuff like that. Yeah. You can do the same thing with rocks. Wasn't there one real lately there was one that was all about the insides of a person. It was like Japanese Osmosis Jones. It was Cells at Work, I think was the translated
Cells at Work,
yeah.
I know that one.
Yeah, similar sort of concept. Make it all about rocks. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Man, Cells at Work, what a wild fucking
I never took the time to watch that one, but it did seem like a great concept. I remember watching Hetalia back in the day and thinking, "Oh, this bangs! There should be, they should never stop making this."
Yeah, I always liked that everyone forgot who Canada was.
That was a great joke, because everybody always forgets about. Yeah,
they'd be having some discussion, and Canada would speak up, and they'd be "Who are you? I'm Canada."
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
Poor Canada.
Poor Canada.
Don't get no global respect. Goodness gracious.
Who? Sorry, who?
Sorry, who? Oh, we're talking about Canada?
Oh, I don't know them.
Ellie's saying, I like Cells at Work black better because it takes place in an unhealthy body. Oh, is that like a spin-off?
Yeah, that one's cool. Really sick. Yeah, that one's really sick. The stakes are so high, bro.
You've definitely got a greater knowledge on anime and manga and things than I do.
I'm such a fucking loser, man. I know a lot of anime.
Well, I wouldn't have put it in such terms, but I will say that as we were trying to put together ideas for Nef collabs in the future, looking at games in Nef's Steam library and things like that, we do end up seeing a lot of stuff with a lot of anime girls. That definitely seems to be a through line.
Yeah, the dominating presence on my Steam account is anime ladies.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gay. Oh god, speaking of how much anime I consume, I'm dead serious. If I get a 2.0 model that I can put some money into, I'm gonna have a magical girl transformation.
Yes,
That's
we
gonna
talked
be a
about
thing.
that, yep.
That's gonna be a thing. I will become a magical girl.
With a beaver companion.
Exactly, dude. It's gonna be a little beaver, sit on my shoulder. I'll have like a magic wand and shit and a gun.
Gun.
I don't know, some fucking sword or some shit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be awesome, man. It'd be badass.
It would be pretty awesome. I gotta give it to you. I gotta give you that.
Yeah.
One cannot deny. Gotta have the gun, says Ellie. All right, well.
You gotta listen. You have the magic, but then you also need the self-defense.
Yeah, why muck around, right?
Exactly. When you run out of MP, what are you gonna rely on?
You gotta fall back on,
Conventional firearms.
Yeah. MM is what you need.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. We are going to take another short break as we run an ad so we don't miss any of this fantastic Nef action. We're going to be right back after this. We'll see you guys real soon. And we're back. Second hour of the Vector Spaceman show. We're in studio with Nef. Do another little shout out in the chat here. Got a very pleasant interview so far, Nef.
He's lighting me up with the shout-outs.
Gotta make sure everybody's following Nef so that we can get to that 200 follower goal. So that we can see Nef doing her fantastic cover of Mariah Carey.
Fucking screwing up every single note.
Oh, and look at this. We've got, from Zero, a little Knuckles redeem. So let's give that to the folks real quick, Nef.
Oh, excellent.
Your favorite redeem.
It's so sick.
Y'all ready for this?
God.
All right, we're doing the Knuckles. Here they come. Oh, no! There was nothing in it, Nef. I'm completely dry.
What was that, man?
Thumbs, hold on.
Well, I'm sure we can do something else. Yeah, give it the thumb.
Tips, come on. Oh, no!
No!
We're completely dry?
What about the elbow?
Elbows. We gotta have elbows at least. Come on.
We're gonna dip into the reserve, bro. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. That was
and
something.
the other side.
That was something.
Ah, welcome to the jam. That's awful. Because before the show, I just, inadvertently, just casually cracked the knuckles. It's just something you do. You get into a habit. And I thought, oh, darn it. What if somebody actually redeems it on the show? We're going to have nothing left in the tank. That's what we get. Should have saved it for the program.
You should have. What are you doing, Spaceman?
What are you doing, Spaceman? Jeez.
What are you doing? And we were just talking about how well this is going. Come on.
What a flawless broadcast this has been so far.
We jinxed it, for real. We placed a hex on it.
We'll try to give you another one before the evening is done, Zero. I love the knuckle redeem. It seems like...
I hate the knuckle
I was going to say, Nef is not a fan of the knuckle redeems.
Oh, God. I think it's funny, but also, oh, man.
Just the sound, right?
It's got to feel so bad.
Do you think it's what's the word? The mysophobia or something like that? What
the fuck? What did you just call me?
There's a word for having an aversion to certain sounds. Phonia, misophonia.
No, it's not the sound. It's that when you do it, I can feel it in my knuckles.
Oh.
And that makes me really upset. then I want to crack my knuckles, but if I do that, I fuck up my hands.
I see.
Yeah, so
It's temptation is what it is.
it's so bad, man.
See, I know they used to say that, it'll give you arthritis or it'll mess up your hands or something like that, but I'm not sure that's true.
No, I mean, no, specifically me. I would fuck up my hands.
Oh, what's wrong with your hands?
What's wrong with my... Okay, well, so I have a thing that makes it so my joints are fucked. It's not like arthritis, but it's kind of similar.
Oh, geez.
So if I crack my knuckles, then it gets really numb, and I wouldn't be able to move my fingers.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it caused it, but one day I cracked my knuckles and couldn't feel my hand anymore. And I was like, Mom, I can't feel my hand. And she was like, oh, let's go to the doctor. And the doctor was like, yo, don't crack your knuckles. And I'm like, sick.
What'd you do? I cracked my knuckles and I can't feel my hands? Well, don't crack your knuckles.
Doc, I can't feel my hand when I do this.
Well, don't do that, idiot.
Yeah.
That never got in the way of your karate or nothing like that?
No, I didn't end up cracking anything during martial arts.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, because you do stretches beforehand.
Gotta do your stretches beforehand.
Yeah.
Just your knuckles, though, not other joints?
No, every joint.
Oh, every joint. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Head pats from Zero. Thank you for that. I'm sure Nep appreciates.
Thank you. Yeah. Man. So I have a thing with head pats, right?
Oh?
Yeah, so there's a lot of VTubers, actually most VTubers have some kind of head pat redeem,
I've seen a number
that
of
puts
them,
the
sure.
little, the gif of the hand that's...
Yeah.
That. And they all have an emote or something for that. I don't know, man, I just don't want to do that.
You don't want people touching your head.
I don't want people touching me, it's weird. I don't know you, you're just some random person I met on the internet, you're in my chat.
Neff hates all viewers. You heard it here first.
I don't hate my viewers. All right, listen. It's not black and white, man. It's cool. Thanks. I like that you're supporting me. That's cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate people who are in my chat. I appreciate people who follow me and hang out. But I don't want you touching me. I don't know you.
Neff hates everyone who touches her head.
Exactly. It's true. I do. I do. Even in real life, if people touch me, I'm just all right, I hate you forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Ellie's saying it's better than a hug or a kiss redeem.
I've seen those. Those are fucked up.
I don't think I've ever seen those.
That's parasocial to the next level.
Is it something where they redeem and then they do a little mwah to the camera or to the mic or something like that?
Yeah. It's fucked up. It's so parasocial. It's so manipulative.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which, we respect the hustle, but
yeah, stay grinding, streamers.
I don't want to do that.
What do you think's the most outrageous redeem you could see yourself doing, Neff?
Outrageous redeem? The love poems, man.
That's kind of up there. Yeah, I was thinking that.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy parasocial, which is why I'd probably have to either make it funny or make it a ridiculously expensive redeem.
You gotta slip some jokes in there.
Yeah.
Make it seem it's not personal.
It has to not be personal, otherwise I'm a hypocrite. And God, I don't want to be a hypocrite.
Well, that's the worst thing.
I don't want Hippocrates.
Hippocrates getting all up on your case?
Dude, I hate Hippocrates.
Neff hates all ancient Greeks.
It's true. Fuck those guys. You know what? They got what they deserved. I hope the Persians won.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
That's funny. Here's something interesting that we could do. Neff, have you ever heard of the Proust Questionnaire?
Proust Questionnaire?
The Proust Questionnaire, a set of questions developed by French writer Marcel Proust, and also popularized on the long-running American TV show Inside the Actor's Studio, as delivered by, what was his name? Something Lipton, the host. It's a series of interrogative questions that used to get asked at the start of every program to sort of probe the mind of that week's guest, just to sort of get a glimpse into the mind behind the actor. So if we were running something similar, some sort of inside the VTuber studio here, then we might apply the same questions. Do you think you're up for something like that?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
All right. Let's see here. Our first question. Oh, let's see. There's actually a difference. Do we look at the pro? We'll use the same ones from the show. James Lipton's Inside the Actors Studio questionnaire. Now,
All right.
First question. What is your favorite word?
My favorite word. That's a really good question. What is a really good word? I don't know, man. There's so many fun words out there. Like, I love the word. I love like 80s lingo.
Ah, yes.
Like, I love saying that things are rad. I love rad. That's such a fun word.
Rad.
Things are sick. I love gnarly.
Sick. Gnarly is
nice.
Such a gnarly
good
is
word.
great.
Gnarly is so fucking good. And I love true. True is...
Oh, you say true all the time.
I have an emote for true. I'm gonna put in your chat right now because I love it.
It's true.
I love true. It's so true, man. It's
so
just true.
Though.
It's such a good word. What else is a good word, man? Man, I don't know. I like cosmogenic. Cosmogenic is a really good word.
I don't think I've ever heard you use that word.
Yeah, it means something that is originated from space.
I mean, that's the whole etymological breakdown. That's exactly what it would mean.
Mm-hmm. I really like that word. I use it a lot. But not on stream, because I don't talk about space enough on stream to use that word.
You should just use it as you should turn that into 80s lingo. Cosmogenic, man.
That's fucking cosmogenic. I'm gonna do that. I'm inventing new lingo. I'm saying this stuff is cosmogenic.
You're making 80s lingo 40 years later.
Yeah. So
new slang just dropped, you guys.
I've been playing Stellaris, which is a space game,
You've
and
been
everything.
playing a lot of Stellaris. I have seen you doing
I
that.
love Stellaris. I named like one of my nations like the cosmogenic whatever or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I use it. It's a fun word.
Well, that's cool. Excellent answer, Neff.
Yeah.
Question number 2. What is your least favorite word, Neff? I wish they would have mixed up those questions there, but yeah.
Yeah, I should know a bit later. Yeah. My least favorite word. I don't like the word. I don't actually know. I like a lot of words. There aren't many words that I just naturally hate.
Sounded like you were onto something there, though.
There are phrases that I don't like. I was thinking of a phrase.
Oh. Well, what did you have in mind there?
I hate the phrase, "it's fine." That bothers me a lot. So I guess by proxy, I hate the word "fine." I really don't like that. I don't like when people say, "it's fine." I hate that.
In a dismissive sense.
Because it never is. It never is. Fine is not a true thing. It's just a lie. It doesn't mean fine. It never means fine. It means something wrong, but I don't want to talk about it. So I'm just going to pretend that everything's okay because I'm balling everything up inside until I explode at you for no reason. And this is very charged because I've had to deal with this a lot. But I don't like the word fine.
They mean you shouldn't worry about it. You shouldn't bother.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid because that makes me worry more. But it's based on context, because if you say ooh, a fine thread, it means it's very small, right? So I don't hate the word fine. I hate the way people use the word fine most often.
I understand entirely. Zero saying I use "it's all good." If somebody says "it's all good," how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I say that too. Okay. I say all good. I'm like, if it's all good, then we're chilling, Oh, that's another word I love. I love chilling.
Chilling is a big part of, it seems like a big part of everything you do.
I'm always chilling. I'm always trying my best to chillin'.
Big chillin'.
I'm big chillin'.
Question 3 now. Oh, geez. Question 3, and you'll have to excuse this otherwise unspaceman-y line of questioning. What turns you on, Neff?
Okay. That is not what I expected to be answering on this show. But alright, fuck it, let's go. It's sus, yeah, true. I like booba. I'm a boob woman. I like those. of the many things out there, I would say that is the number one for me. I like titties.
Okay, I think the question might have been open to such things as creative or spiritual or emotional.
No, titties.
Okay, all right. We've zeroed in on Nef.
Yeah.
Question number 4. What turns you off, Nef?
What turns me off? I don't like people who never show you a base level of respect. That really fucking bothers me. Like, if you're, like, so I get if you're really close to someone, like if you're good friends with someone, that kind of falls away, but it's still there, you know, like with Dren. Dren and I fucking insult each other all the time. You and I fucking insult each other all the time.
Very
but
true.
When we first met, there was that base level of respect, right? Where we were being very polite with each other. We were, you know, it was the greeting process where we're just like, hi, let's be friends or whatever, when we were still getting to know each other. And that base level of respect is really important, because I've met people where that never exists, and they just expect things to be like, we're gonna insult each other right off the bat. And I'm like, I don't know you well enough to do that. I really hate that. And I've been in a relationship before where that base level of respect never existed, and you could always feel that the person never respected you. And I was like, oh god. So that really made me start hating that person.
I see. And thankfully, we were able to dispense with that respect pretty quickly, and now we just have a great time razzing each other.
Yeah.
Question number 5, Nef, and this one is much more up your alley. What is your favorite curse word?
My favorite curse word? Oh, I really like badass.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Awesome. Badass is pretty sick.
It's utilitarian.
Yeah.
You can slip that in just about anywhere.
I think fuck is also just a really solid one, you know?
I mean, talk about versatile.
The versatility of fuck. I mean, you can just say it over and over, and it means a different thing every time.
Very good. Very insightful.
Yeah.
Nef, question number 6. What sound or noise do you love?
Sound or noise that I love? I love the sound of my cat purring. That's a really nice sound to me. And I guess you could say white noise. I sleep with white noise every night.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yep. I sleep with white noise going every single night. I have a little white noise maker on my headboard.
Oh, you know what you could do? You could probably set it up, not just white noise, but you could get like space rumblies or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Or yeah, because I've seen ones that are like whale sound or like waves or stuff like that. I don't know if I've ever seen actually, now that I think about it, I've seen like YouTube videos that are like 10-hour tracks of like Star Trek bridge background noise or something like that. I wonder if people actually use stuff like that to fall asleep.
Probably.
I bet they do.
I bet they do. Oh, you know what sound I really like?
What's that?
I really like the sound of water filling a glass.
Oh, where it sort of changes pitch as it gets
near
the top?
It goes up in the pitch. Oh, God, dude. I love that sound. That is such a good sound.
Interesting. So, Nef, all about those little, pleasurable, almost unnoticeable things.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Question number 7, of course, the inverse. What sound or noise do you hate, Nef?
What sound or noise do I hate? I hate the sound of people arguing. It drives me insane. I cannot stand it. I actually get really violently angry when I hear people arguing, because it makes me so upset. So I don't know if that counts as a sound.
No, I think we would count that. There's an anxiety that surrounds it.
It makes me so upset so quickly. What other sounds do I hate? I hate the sound of cars.
Just cars in general.
I don't like engines.
Okay. Rockets are fine. No engines.
Rockets are fine. It's a different kind of sound, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a different kind of rumble. I don't know.
Different
I'm more thinking
rumble.
trucks, I guess.
Okay. Why do you
Because you
think
can
that
hear
is?
like the shaking metal and shit and all that, and it's just, I don't know, man. I don't like the sound of trucks.
Okay. No, I just
it
wondered
just
if you
makes
had
me-
any insight as to why that might be.
It makes me uncomfortable. I don't know. Whenever I hear it, I just kind of get on edge. I don't know. I don't
right.
like trucks.
Interesting. Neff, here's a question for you. What profession, other than your own, or proposed own, would you like to attempt?
Career other than this? Other than geology? Whoa. What
We
just
lost
happened?
a Neff again.
I'm frozen. What's going on?
We have a frozen Neff again, and Neff is back, and Neff is gone.
We're
And
fixing it. We're fixing
We're
it.
fixing
It's
it,
fixed.
and the Neff
We're
is
good.
back.
We're good.
We're good, though.
We're good. We're fine.
Yeah, let's say outside of meteorological studies or geological studies or what have you, what's another profession that you would like to attempt if you had all the opportunity in the world?
Honestly, I could do writing. I feel like writing would be something that I pursue.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't do geology and space stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like something that you're quite invested in.
I really like writing, so I feel like that's something that could have been a path at one point. I don't know. I feel like geology is the one for me, and I can't really think of many other careers that I would pursue.
Well, I think that's great when you've got something that you really, really want to do.
Yeah.
You can zero it. You're like, this is it for me. This is what I want to do. It's something that I'm working toward.
Yeah.
Yeah, mad props for Neff for having that all figured out. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Now here's the inverse to that question, Neff. What profession would you not like to do?
What profession would I not like to do? Man, that's a rough one. There's a lot of professions I would not like to do.
I imagine, but let's say
Anything
your
that
least ideal
primarily
world. Yeah.
relies on my voice. Fuck that.
Now you've been
God.
self-critical about your voice in a number of streams that we've
I
done.
hate my voice. My voice sucks. It blows out so fast. I have no range. I have no pitch. I can't control it at all. Oh my god, it's the worst.
I mean, we've leveraged it to to some good effect on the Spaceman specials, especially when we need big screams and big dynamic, angry yelling and you know, pointed dialogue and what have you. I've never thought of it as a terrible voice. And what's more, you've already set yourself up for this Mariah Carey cover goal at the moment. So
Yeah.
you know, I think you
I
must
don't know.
have.
I can never do something that relies on my voice because it blows out so fast and then starts hurting really bad.
Oh, I see.
And I guess kind of going off of that, I could never do politics ever.
You think
I would get so fucking mad.
you wouldn't have the decorum?
No, dude, I get so pissed off so quickly. I'd be sitting there like, you're fucking stupid, you're wrong. Oh man, it'd be so bad.
Start throwing shoes, start
Dude,
making fights.
I would start throwing stuff. I could never do politics.
Start a fight in the Congress room or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you see in those. It seems like, have you ever seen that footage of like, there's like South Asian and South American countries where and Eastern Europe countries where the political like parties will just go at one another in their you know, like state houses and what have you.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
And it looks
insane.
like that seems like the best way to settle things.
I mean, it's faster than what we've got going, that's for sure.
You know, you just throw a punch.
Yeah. You just, listen, you drop King Arthur's Excalibur in the middle of the room.
There you go. And whoever's holding it at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's like, I have the conch. I've got the vote.
Yeah, the fucking conch. Dude, it literally would be Lord of the Flies, though. And then you have like a fucking group running around stabbing people.
There you go. Something to consider, political scientists.
Yeah, I could never do politics. It'd be so bad.
And the last question here, Neff. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
So if heaven is real,
That's the setup here.
what do I want God to say when I get there?
Presuming you do. I mean, that's another factor that's sort of been glossed over.
Yeah. I don't think that's what I mean. Okay, so assuming heaven is real and it's chill, and I get in there.
It's got to be chill.
What do I want to hear God say to me? Hi, Kahaku.
Kohaku coming in with the raid. Hello, Raiders. Welcome to the show.
I want God to say thanks, Kahaku, for the raid. I'd like to hear God tell me his story. I want to know where God came from.
Flip the script.
I don't want him to tell me anything about my life because I lived it, bitch. I know where I came from.
I was there, bud. Come on.
Exactly. I want to hear God's story. Where'd he come from? How did he become all powerful? Was he born all powerful? Who made him? That's what I want to know.
You want the lore dump.
I want the VTuber lore from God. I want his lore doc. You know, I want his document.
There you have it, you guys. The Proust questionnaire from Neff.
Yeah.
A little glimpse behind that indescrutable facade of an otherwise normal seeming human being.
Facade. What the fuck? I'm pretty blatant about how weird I am.
Well, we can't deny that. Kohaku and friends, welcome to the program. This is the Vector Spaceman show. We're in studio tonight with Neff, talking about, well, just about everything that's crossed our mind so far. We've been having a chill time. We're big chillin', as Neff might say.
We are so big chillin'.
And welcome to the program. I'm your host, Vector Spaceman. This is my co-host, Neff. We're taking questions tonight. We're chit-chatting. And we're having a lovely Wednesday evening. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Let us not forget.
It's here's a dated reference. It's Hump Day. Ooh, anyone remember that?
I remember when people used to say that.
The fucking 300 BC. Anyone remember that?
3 million years ago. I was there, Neff. I was there 3,000 years ago.
Yeah, literally. The fucking genesis of all creation happened on Hump Day. Actually, that's a good question, Vector. What day do you think it was when the universe happened?
What day? Isn't that a little meaningless?
Yeah, but it's a cool question. What's your guess? What day do you think it was when the universe was born?
I see. So the question then is, do we think it's something that, was momentous enough that it deserves like a cool day, like a Saturday or like a cool Friday evening or something like that?
Yeah.
Or is it just something that's so mundane and unassuming that it could have just been like a Tuesday matinee or something like that? I think it was a cool Friday evening. That's what I think.
You think it was a cool Friday
evening? I think it
evening?
was like the sickest Friday evening. Yep.
Yeah.
Because remember, it'd be like, oh man, you remember last week when there was nothing? But this week, this is when the universe drops. I mean,
yeah.
That's going to be like the biggest party that's ever been.
All right, I buy it.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of sculpting a question that's got kind of a senseless basis, I think that's the best answer that I could give.
You mean senseless? There's so much
there's
sense
there's no
it.
days of the week.
No, Vector, it's what you feel inside.
There's no days of the week before like Gregorian stuff. Like, yeah,
come on.
Calendars, man.
Calendars. Dude, fuck time. All my homies hate time. I actually believe there's a difference between time and the order of events.
In terms of, I think you're right, but maybe you should explain a little better.
So, I think that time is a sense, and it's distorted. And time is just how we perceive the sequencing of events.
So time is I think you're kind of onto what's right there, is that time is a abstraction of the observation of causality, essentially.
Right.
Which is, kind of
a lot
what
of
you're
people
getting.
are like, oh, our sense of time is stupid, so time isn't real. But there's definitely chronology, there's definitely
There is that, yes.
an order to the things that have happened. There are things that are happening, there are things that happened before that, and there are things that will happen after that. But I don't think that we can appropriately call that time, because I think that time is the name of how we make sense of that. And like most things humans do, it's not perfect, Our brains aren't built to make perfect sense of chronology. Our brains are just built to make enough sense of chronology that we can live our ultimately short lives.
It's a useful shorthand, though.
Yeah.
No, I think we're largely on the same page there.
Yeah.
I tell you what I don't love. I don't love people who... I don't love the use of time in a dimensional sense. You'll hear people talk about time as a fourth dimension, and I know what they're trying to get at, because it's very useful in a mathematical sense, but it's not something like length or depth or something like that. It's not useful in the same way.
I get exactly what you're saying. You're saying that dimensions are inherently a spatial concept, right? So we have our first dimension, which is like our x-axis, and we have our y-axis, which uses the second dimension, then we have our z-axis, which uses the third dimension. Those are all spatial things. They're axes, and an axis is something that has to exist in a space, right? To orient itself within a space so that we can gauge other things based on that axis. And time doesn't fall into that, because time is not a spatial thing. Time happens omnipresent. It's not a spatial concept, so I don't think you can really apply another dimension to that as time. But even then, we live in a three-dimensional world, so it's kind of hard to see what the next dimension would even look like, because if you have those three axes, where do you put the next one? We can't even fathom where you would put that fourth axis in. So I think there's definitely an argument to be made that there is something we don't understand. Maybe there isn't even the possibility of a fourth axis. Who's to say? But I definitely say I would agree in that people like to think of time as the fourth dimension, when really that's based on like graphs and charts where we have an axis for time, but that's really just replacing like the y-axis or whatever.
Yeah, I think that it lends itself to a lot of misunderstandings, where you'll see a lot of like time travel stories and such, trying to use it to justify it in some sort of fourth physical dimensional space, something like that. What's that, Nef? Go off.
I really hate, I think it was Einstein, his explanation
Nef
of
hates
gravity.
Einstein.
I think it was him. I don't know if it was actually him. I think it was. It might have been someone else. Someone's explanation of gravity pisses me off.
Which one was that?
They're like, okay, let's say you have a mattress, right? It's the mattress one.
Yep.
You know that one? And
I don't, but
you put
continue.
the heavy ball. My model just freaked out. You put the heavy ball. Sorry, I'm really mad. You put the heavy ball in the middle, and it compresses the mattress. So that if you put another ball near that, it
flows towards
the
sort of
mattress towards it. That means that there's a down to space. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, yeah, that's just south.
There's no gravity. There's no gravity in space, because the gravity is the things that are in space. It's a stupid explanation. It might help like 3-year-olds understand how it works, but that is a horrible way to describe gravity, because there's no it doesn't roll down towards it. It's just attracted to it. We don't even know how. Here's the craziest thing about gravity, right? We don't know what it is.
Nef doesn't know what gravity is, you guys. How embarrassing.
No, we know what it does. We know what makes it. We know how it works. We do not know what gravity is made of. We don't know if it's like a wave, a particle, electromagnetics. We don't know anything about it.
I see
what makes gravity happen. And things just move towards each other, right? So I think the mattress thing is stupid, because that's implying that there's like some other cosmic gravity that makes other gravity work, which is dumb. That's not how it works.
Well, not necessarily moves toward one another. We are a bit beyond Newtonian understandings of gravity.
That's true.
But no, I think that mattress example is... Oh, and we're gone again. Neff is disappeared.
Are we dead again?
We're dead
What the
again.
hell? What's going on?
What is going on? Give it a second. No worries, we are still big chillin', everybody. We're just lacking in F at the moment.
I'm back. We're
And
chilling.
she's back, look at that.
Sorry about that. I don't know why that's happening.
No worries, no worries. But I think that oh, thank you. Abrod, how are you doing? Welcome to the program. We're in studio with Neff tonight. You know, this is a perfect opportunity for us to do another shout out for our lovely co-host this evening. Ew, did I just say something nice about Neff? Here we go.
You've been saying that. You've been saying nice things about me all stream, man.
Bam, there we go. But no, I think the mattress example is, again, useful in a sort of like introductory sense, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But it is more, I guess, more representative of reality than just saying something like, heavy stuff attracts other heavy stuff. Because let's think about something conceptually here. If you were to put, let's go way out into space, way out into the depths of space, and we're operating on, we can't even call it the depths of space because technically this example would never really function. But let's say we've got a completely blank universe, no mass, no nothing, no motion, and that's what's important here. If you take a planet, you invent a planet, you just pop it into existence because technically we're not working with a universe, we're working with a computer simulation here for all intents and purposes. You invent a planet out of nothing and you pop it into thin air. Then you go and you put another one very close by. Those two things are never going to attract toward one another until you start moving them, is the thing. Until they start affecting space, as it were.
Yeah.
So that's, of course, where the whole Newtonian idea of gravity fell apart, because that Einstein came around and he started talking about, distorting space, and that's where the mattress example becomes a little more useful. But at the same time, you're absolutely right. There's no down in space. It's I wouldn't get that upset about it. But I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, but the thing is, everything will always be having a gravitational effect on everything else because everything in the universe is moving.
Yes, everything in the universe is moving, so it's a
and it's all moving
example,
further away from each other. Did you know that each cluster of galaxies is moving away from the other clusters, and soon it'll be so far away that we'll never have a chance to reach them?
It's an interesting idea, isn't it?
Unless we invent the ability to teleport or something. I don't know.
Well, I'd be hard pressed to think that that's going to happen, but there is this sort of frightening idea that someday stars are going to move so far away from one another that you'll never be able to see them, even as old as they are. You'd just be looking up, not that Earth would be around at the time, but that you could look up and see a completely black sky, that you'd never get any closer to a star, and you'd never be able to, that they're always going to be moving away faster than you could ever chase after them.
Because it's accelerating, yeah.
It's grim.
There's also, what was I going to say? I don't know. I forgot it. I had a point, and it was cool,
had a point?
And I forgot it.
Dig deep for that point, Neff. I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure it is. What were you saying? Everything's moving further away. You wouldn't be able to see
something
anything.
About stars.
I don't know. I lost it.
Maybe we'll come back around to it. We've switched into sciencey talk here.
Yeah, it's gotten very, very technical. It's fun.
Ellie asking, isn't it, by it here referring to gravity, a property of objects rather than an object itself? This, of course, going back to what you were saying earlier about we don't know what causes gravity sort of thing.
Well, we do know what causes it. We know how it works. We can predict it perfectly. We don't know what it's made of, is my big thing.
We
don't know what the thing that transmits gravity is. We don't know if it's like a wave, a particle, if it's just some otherworldly cosmic force that we can never understand. We don't know what makes gravity do stuff.
You're saying
I wouldn't say
that
gravity. Go ahead.
Sorry, I've had a terrible, terrible habit of interrupting people right as they're saying something good. I was going to say, you're saying that we don't necessarily know why mass begets gravity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say that gravity is a property of objects. I would say that gravity is a function of the properties of objects. So let's say you have a body in space. Gravity isn't a property of that. It doesn't have like an inherent gravity. It has an inherent mass, right? It has mass and it has its velocity. And then you have gravity as a function of those things. So, gravity isn't a property of the object, I would say. It's a function of the properties of the object. It's a little bit more disconnected.
Perhaps not a function, but a product.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I get what you're saying. Here. Neff, what do you think is a more reasonable, and also what do you think is a more frightening idea? This idea that we might be alone in the universe as a intelligent species, or that there might be many others out there yet waiting to be discovered?
So a lot of people are scared by the idea that we would be alone. And I don't get that. I think if we're alone in this universe, then that means that it's all out there for us to explore and to discover and to learn about. I think that if we are alone in this universe and there is no other intelligent life out there, it's our responsibility, it becomes our duty to explore the stars and catalog them and discover everything that we can, because nobody else is going to do it for us. I don't know, I think there's some kind of
conqueror's spirit?
I think there's some kind of, not conqueror, but scientist, explorer. I think there's a sort of cosmic responsibility that if we're the only ones, we should make sure, we should explore, we should see everything that this universe has for us to see. Because the universe is an amazingly beautiful thing, There's so much beauty.
I've seen some photos.
We've only seen a fraction of. I have, I think, 3 books on my shelf that are just full of pictures from Hubble and James Webb, and
that's right.
God, I love space, dude. I don't know. I think if we're alone, that doesn't scare me. That motivates me. I actually am more scared by the idea that there are others, because that means that we have to deal with space politics. And
you're terrible at politics.
I hate politics so much.
And yet you've got what?
And just imagine, we already fuck up global politics on Earth because of all the different languages we have. Imagine trying to fucking translate Glorgnok into English.
Cosmic politics, Neff.
Dude, imagine you meet some fucking fungoid and he comes up to you and he's like, and it means hello, I'd like to be friends. And your top linguists are like, yeah, it's a declaration of war. What the fuck, bro? That fills me with dread, the idea that there are other things out there.
You really have been playing a lot of Stellaris.
I have been! And it's right! Because I've had that fear for fucking ever. I've had that since before Stellaris. I've had that fear since I was pretty young. I'd be like, if there are aliens, that means that we would misunderstand each other. And my mom was like, go to bed, you have school tomorrow.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Classic Neff's mom. That's a good take, though, Neff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The idea that if nothing's out there, then, somebody's got to go out and see as much as they can. That's your perspective. Right. I get that.
What about you? Which one scares you more?
I think you always hear about, what is it, the Drake equation, or Fermi's paradox?
Yeah.
The idea that of how many sort of advanced alien civilizations could occupy a galaxy or something like that at any given time. And the idea of, well, if they were out there, how come we haven't, encountered them or anything like that yet? seems to lend itself to the idea that there should be other, advanced life out there. And so the idea that there wouldn't be, I don't know, maybe that just becomes a little suspect. Maybe I start to think, uh-oh, what's going on out there? That, is this just a lifeboat that we're on, sort of thing? Is the universe so deadly, so dangerous? And of course it is. That, life just, has no long-term chance. Is even the hundreds of thousands of years of human development just something that is, inevitably going to be snuffed out? And of course it is when you think about the grand scheme of things, but I don't know, it makes you sort of think about what's the lifespan of a civilization in regards to, the grand scope of the universe. Obviously it's going to be small, but at the same time, how small?
I mean, that gets into the territory of stuff like the Great Filter theory.
I'm not sure that I'm familiar with that. It sounds like something I've heard before.
So the Great Filter theory is, what's a good way to describe it? Okay, so imagine you have several different filters that a species must get through in order to progress as a civilization, right? So let's say filter 1 is life happening at all, right?
That's step 1.
Because it's very difficult for life to happen. We know that because we've seen many planets where it hasn't.
So many planets.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Most planets.
All of them, actually. Except one. So that's filter 1, right? Is life occurring at all? Because there are a million chances that go at that filter and only a couple get through, right?
Spontaneous cell automotion.
So let's say filter 2 is multicellular, organisms, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
you can't just have life, you gotta have good life.
Right, so complex life. Let's say that's another filter. There's a bunch of single-celled things that go at that filter, and only a couple get through, and those ones get to go on and evolve. Okay, so we're going out with organisms. What about the next filter is sapience, is the ability to question one's own reality, and to think, and to invent, and to use tools, that sort of thing.
I see where you're getting, yeah.
A bunch of organisms go at that filter. So far, only one's gotten through. Well, kind of two. We'll see. So maybe a couple get through that filter. All right, what's the next filter? Civilization, localizing together, creating permanent residences, building, that sort of thing. That's another filter. And then beyond that, you have global interconnectivity and not killing yourselves through war and uniting. And then you have space travel, and then managing to persist as a single body throughout space travel as a single civilization, and then beyond that. Well, here's the idea of the Great Filter. What if one of those filters is so insurmountable that only humanity has ever gone through it? Or what if humanity hasn't even gotten to the Great Filter yet? The Great Filter that filters out all civilizations. What if the Great Filter is space travel, and that's filtered out all civilizations, and that they've all died before space travel, and maybe one has gotten through, and we're just at that filter, and it's the biggest test of all, That's the Great Filter theory, is that at some point there is one of those filters that is nigh impossible to get past.
I see what you mean. Or if not impossible to get past, perhaps even just impossible for humanity to get past. Could be. Yeah. That would kind of suck, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Because we think about, here's the thing, so we think about, human beings as being the smartest things we've ever seen, which of course they are, but things that we've ever seen. And I think about sometimes how people talk about future developments and things like space travel and terraforming and things like that as something that, we'll figure out eventually. Because so far, we've figured out solutions to pretty well, most of the major earth-shattering problems that we've run up against. In terms of we don't have enough nitrogen in order to feed farms anymore, so let's just pull it out of the air. Or, we have a meteor impacting the Earth and it's killing all the dinosaurs. Well, that's fine. We'll just grow fur and we'll hide out for a few 100,000 years, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we've gotten to this point where we can like perceive these things. It would really suck to run up against a problem that we understand, we're just not smart enough to figure out. Because I think about the fact that you could never teach a horse complex mathematics. You could teach it to like stamp its hoof 4 times if you ask it what 2 + 2 is, or something like that. But that's not real intelligence, is it? That's just performative. And so I think about things like, you know, quantum science and, I don't know, crazy space travel and stuff like that. Is it something that humans just aren't smart enough and could never be smart enough to recognize the patterns required in order to nail down? And that would suck to, you know, be told by some better civilization, some alien civilization.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys are just never gonna get it.
Your brains just aren't in the right spot.
Yeah, you literally could never figure it out.
Well, here's the thing then. What if they're like, but we can make you able or something, right? What if an alien species shows up and they're like, hey, we know what's killing you all. You will never be able to solve it on your own.
We'll sell you the tech.
We can modify you as a species to make you able to figure it out.
I think that's a little ambitious. That's a little. I don't know if that could be something that could be done, but I bet you we could, you know, make use of some crazy tech like you ever hear of cargo cults?
No.
Never heard of cargo cults? So here's a little anthropology for you then. So cargo cults are a phenomenon that popped up in the aftermath of the Second World War, usually in the Pacific theater. You would have these islander tribes where American and Allied forces had been occupying their islands for the longest times. They'd be building airstrips, they'd be building radio towers, they'd be building airplanes and all that sort of stuff, and they'd be bringing in all of these goods, all of these supplies from all over the world, that sort of thing. The war ends, all the Americans, all the Australians, all of them, they go home. So now all these people are left with are the airstrips and the empty radio towers. And they're not getting deliveries of supplies anymore, which they were getting a cut of because, you know, Americans would hand it out to locals, that sort of thing. Do the old GI shtick. So what ends up happening is that these tribes, they start doing a performative sort of ritualistic thing where they'll build planes out of like trees and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And they'll like build their own radio towers in the shapes of what they remember and stuff to try and, you know, get supplies to come back because that's their understanding of it.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a really solid case for that could happen in a, you know, a vastly tiered intelligence situation between different alien species where, okay, we can give you guys tech to solve your problems. We'll teach you how to run it. You're never going to understand how to make it yourself, but it will solve your problems as long as you do what we say, as long as, and you know, It basically becomes like that.
Yeah. I mean, because that already happened, right? So it could be one of those things where like we can see the pattern and we understand like what it does, but we're missing like the core function of why, right? Yeah,
so these islanders, they don't understand the radio technology behind it. They don't understand aerodynamics. They just understand the shapes and the movements. The plane resulted in supplies. It's a really interesting piece of history.
Yeah, that's wild.
And not at all that far removed from the modern day, as it were. Oh, thank you, Zero. Have a great stream. I'm going to bed, and you two have an amazing day. And of course, to Nef. You know what, Zero? Before you take off, if you're still lingering, let me try to give you another knuckle crack because I know you were looking forward to that. You being such a good listener. Here we go. Oh, did you hear that, folks?
That was
a spicy knuckle crack. All right, here come the thumbs.
Cosmogenic,
man. Here comes another. Ooh, yeah, that's the thumbs.
Fuck.
Let's see if we can get the tips for you, Zero. Yeah, that's snapping, crackling, popping. Boy, that's good stuff. All right, have the elbows recharged, the elbows actually come back a lot faster than anything else does. So I'm pretty sure we can get you some more elbows. Here we go. Ooh, that's a big pop.
Jeez, that just sounds like you hit your desk, man.
We're doing a broadside here. Left side, right side. Here we go. That one wasn't as great. That's a full volley for you there, Zero. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got your points worth, your credits worth. Yeah, man. Where were we?
Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages.
The final frontier.
The Starship Enterprise.
You know what I'd really like to do? And maybe we could get you to do some of this too after you get your singing chops, Neff, when you ultimately do your Mariah Carey cover. I'm really interested in, and I don't know if you've ever heard of this genre of music. It's called Filk music.
What the fuck?
Filk is, what's the best way to describe it? It is, the best way to describe it would be like folk music, but it's rooted in like fictional stuff. So what you see most often is like folk songs about space travel, sung from the perspective of like a guy 500 years in the future or something like that. Like they're writing like these kind of songs that you'd hear like at like a union rally, or like that you'd hear like coming out of like an old miner or something like that. But he's singing about his, you know, his time on a spacecraft, or singing about like time dilation and things like that. It's a really cool
I've never heard
genre.
of that.
Maybe I'll send you some links to some. It's a really cool genre, and there's some really great sort of filk staples that have been around for a long time. I'd love to do like a cover album or something like that, if we could get some space themed streamers involved or something like that, because it seems right up our alley.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. What's the best word for it? I keep circling around conceptual, but that's not the idea. It's like, maybe I'll land on it at some point. But yeah, folk music for the not even modern age, but for a you know what it's kind of like, now that I think about it? It's kind of like, you know what vaporwave is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little more modern. So vaporwave is this sort of nostalgic genre of music for a time that never really existed.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what filk is like, except it's more for a time that has yet to be
created that kind of feels like it should be nostalgic.
It's a big vibe as well, yes. So
right,
similar concept.
Yeah.
But you know, sing about spaceships and junk like that. Ooh, goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious.
Goodness gracious, just had a little burp there. Excuse me.
Ah, he's burping.
My boy's burping over you.
My streamer burps, bro.
Well, Neff, I have had an absolutely lovely time here on the program, having you on.
Yeah.
I think this has gone splendidly. Is there anything else we need to talk about tonight? I've had a fantastic time with this little space discussion at the end here. I didn't expect us to get into this, but it's been a very charming bit of dialogue.
I have lots of ideas.
Oh, is that right? Well, I'm sure that's going to lots of thoughts, lots of opinions.
I think about many different things.
Mm-hmm. We love people who stay thinking.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really. I mean, I'm just kind of sitting here, you know. I'm like, man, what a great conversation.
What a great conversation.
It was cool.
It was cool. And
what are you looking forward to?
Just in general?
Just in general. What are you looking forward to?
Let's see. You know what I want to do this year?
What do you want to do?
I want to go to the movies. You know why?
You go to the movies? Why?
Because I haven't been to the movies since December 2019. It was not a Thursday, and it was not December 21st when you were seeing Cats, the film adaptation of the Broadway musical Cats. But I was actually seeing a different film. I was seeing something called Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
Was that really 2019? Wow.
That was 2019, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, what a bad movie that was.
And you know what movie I saw after that?
What movie did you see after that?
I didn't see a single movie after that. That was
Really?
the last film I ever saw in a theater.
Jesus.
And I can't go out like that now.
Yeah, that's rough.
That can't be the last film that I ever saw in a theater.
I don't think I've seen a movie in the theater since Cats, the film adaptation of the Broadway musical Cats.
But you're fine with that. You're absolutely fine with that.
I mean, it was alright, but I want to go to the movies again, man.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Avatar: The Way of Water. I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, that just came out too.
I love Avatar. So I want to see that really badly.
We were actually discussing this on some other stream that we were on, where that came up in conversation. You couldn't believe how long ago the first film came out.
I could not believe, bro. That movie's so old. I thought it was like so new. God, it's been so fucking long.
What was it, 2012 or something like that?
It's something like that, yeah.
Something like that. It's been a minute.
It might have even been like 2008 or something, bro.
And I think, or maybe it was 2009.
Yeah.
Was it 2009?
It was 2009, yeah.
2009, jeez.
Jesus.
Jeez, Louises.
It was so long ago.
It was a minute. It was a big minute. And I hear they're already working on a third one because the second one turned profitable. And they're just releasing...
so here's the interesting thing.
Oh?
They made 2, 3, 4, and 5 all at the same time.
No way.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
No.
They filmed 4 sequels at the same time.
Because I remember reading something about, what's his name, James Cameron, saying, well, if this second one doesn't, turn a profit, we're not going to be able to make the other ones. You're saying they made them all at once?
They made them all at once. And when 2 came out and it's being profitable, he got greenlit for 6 and 7.
Yeah, that seems like a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
See, I was over here thinking the first one was enough. I've heard the second one's fine, but I don't know if I need 7, 8, or 9 or whatever.
I don't know, man. I'm also a bit nervous about it. I feel like 7's a lot.
You know what the longest sequel span that I ever experienced was? There was this film called Cats and Dogs that came out 1,000,000 years ago. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
I'm going to look it up. Cats and Dogs film. It was a it was like a kid's film. Cats and Dogs movie. Here we are. It came out in 2001.
I do know this movie.
Okay, you know what we're talking about?
I do know this movie. I know this exact poster.
Right? With the cat and the dog?
Yeah. And he's on some fucking crazy jetpack.
It's like a spy dog, yeah.
Yeah, it's a spy dog. Yeah, you're looking at the same one.
It's a spy dog movie, yeah. But there was a sequel that came out...
Weren't there more than one sequel?
I don't believe that. It came out...
Yeah, there's 3.
Oh, you know what? It only came out 10 years afterwards. So that's not even as long as the Avatar one. So that Avatar one has got to be... Okay. No, I just remember... And I mean, it's all going to be relative, right?
Yeah.
To when you remember it coming out and when the sequel comes out.
We've been waiting months, maybe years, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Years, maybe decades.
Maybe decades.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta go see that. I feel like that's one of the ones that you have to at least see once.
We are talking about Avatar, right?
No, we're talking about Cats and Dogs too. Yeah, the Avatar.
Obviously. Yeah, for
Speaking
some
of
reason...
Avatar,
Oh,
you watch Atla? It's
Atlas.
a sidetracking. You watch Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Oh, Avatar the Last... Yeah. See, that's what I always associate with what Avatar is, because it came first.
Yeah,
and it was big. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that show.
Bangs, bro. All right,
That
what would
show
you bend?
does bang, though.
What would you bend?
What would I bend? Oh, interesting
What's your
question.
bend? What do you bend?
What's your bend, dude?
What's your bend, bro? You got a problem? What are you bending?
Man, that's a good question.
What do you bend? Let's take a BuzzFeed quiz. Hang on.
BuzzFeed? Oh, jeez.
Well, what do you bend quiz?
Do you even bend, bro?
What would be your bending power from Avatar? All right, here we go.
All right, give me these questions. Give me these questions.
What is more important to you? Intellect, options, power, or freedom?
Ooh, wait, isn't options freedom?
Yes. It's BuzzFeed, man. It's not like, you know.
Okay, then because it technically counts as 2 answers, I'm going to say options.
Options. Excellent. What would you say is your worst trait? Stubborn, impulsive, rude, or careless?
Stubborn, impulsive, rude, or careless? Let's go with careless, because I feel like I make a lot of mistakes.
All right. Which situation do you think is it's the long one. Which situation do you think is the worst? Being stuck in prison for the rest of your life?
That sounds pretty bad. Why do you even have to, like, how do you go from there?
A war starting and having no choice but to fight in it. Everyone around you gaining incredible powers except you.
Well, that's just being petty at that point.
Yeah, finding the love of your life and them suddenly dying.
Oh, that sucks too.
The Sokka treatment for real.
But I'm still not in prison forever though, right?
Yeah.
Because that one seems like a big deal. Yeah, let's go with the stuck in prison forever and ever.
Okay. What animal would you have? A dragon, a sky bison, a badgermole, or a water and moon spirit?
What are the last 2? Sorry?
A badgermole? Those were like the big they're the big like bear-looking badger things.
Oh, they were enormous.
They dug the tunnels. You remember?
Secret tunnel.
Yeah, they dug the secret tunnel. They were in that episode.
Secret tunnel, secret tunnel, secret tunnel.
And then water and moon spirits are like a...
Oh, is that supposed to be the fish?
Yeah, the koi. Or whatever they were.
That's very specific.
Yeah. And then dragon and sky bison. Also, I want to point out that the picture of the dragon is from Harry Potter and not from Atla.
That's rookie mistakes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that.
Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like big critters are just a hassle to take care of.
Yeah,
so I don't love any of these, but at the same time, fish don't sound like a lot of fun either. So I'm gonna go with sky bison just because you get to fly around.
Sky bison, very cool. What outfit would you... Oh god, what the hell? Okay.
You're gonna rate my fit?
What outfit would you wear? It's like some cool jeans with some white kicks. It's a goth girl with some tights and thigh highs.
Oh, nice.
A cool pink dress with some blue spots on it, or a long sleeve, kind of loose fitting sweater with some blue jeans.
Sweater jeans, probably sweater jeans.
That's a good fit. Which force would you be a part of? I don't fight unless I need to. The Fire Sages, the Dai Li, or the Water Tribe?
Oh, geez, I thought these were going to be more descriptive like that first one.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Okay, the first one was more about a stance. Where were the other ones?
The Fire Sages.
Who were they?
They were the homies who, like, ruled the Fire Nation and were like, yo, we're, like,
those
fire
2 old
people.
ladies?
I think so, yeah. And
Alright, the other ones?
The Dai Li, they're the ones who they ran the Earth
secret police,
kingdom.
right?
Yeah, the secret police. And then the Water Tribe were just like the water people who were like, yo, we live in the Arctic and everything sucks.
They seem like the coolest. Let's go with them.
Alright, let's go with them. What is your favorite time of day? Midday, night, early morning, late afternoon?
Ooh. It's either midday or late afternoon. Do they have pictures or anything to go along with it?
No, they do not.
They do not. Let's go midday then. Midday's nice.
Midday. What is your favorite type of weather?
Ooh.
Rain, gloomy, sunny, warm and windy.
Oh, warm and windy is kind of cool though, isn't it? But I think...
Yeah.
You ever get like that last... Like that hot summer breeze?
Yeah, yeah.
That's good stuff. Let's go with that. Let's go with warm and windy. I do love sunny, but you can be sunny and warm and windy, and I think the warm and windy beats out the sunny.
Oh my fucking god! I just scrolled down.
What did you find?
we've got a bit to go.
Oh, jeez.
So we're going to pick up the pace a bit.
Let's move, people.
What's your eye color?
Oh, jeez. What options do they give you?
Hazel, green, blue, and then they lump together black, gray, and brown.
Oh, so just dark eye colors? Well, Spaceman's eye color is clearly, I guess you'd call
Orange.
it hazel, so orange, yeah.
Okay, hazel, yeah. Your best friend is getting bullied. What do? Stand up for them? Make the bully feel stupid? Bully the bully? Calmly ask them to stop, and if they don't, leave with your friend.
So hold on. If we can just leave, but they can't just leave?
I don't think this is a very good quiz.
All right, these questionnaires are kind of suspect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with I couldn't hear all of the answers, so let's go with let's just both leave.
Okay, leave. Method of transport do you prefer? Boat, ship, plane, car?
Ooh.
I don't know the difference between boat and ship.
Boat and ship. What are they trying to distinguish there?
I guess like a fucking canoe versus an ocean liner.
Maybe. Okay, I think we'll probably go with car, and then what was the other one? Plane?
Plane.
Ooh, plane is kind of cool though, but plane, you can't go everywhere with a plane. You can
Not on
go a
Earth.
lot of places with a car. Let's go with car.
Car. You're
Car.
told you were about to die. What are you most worried about? Not having achieved what I wanted? Scared of what will happen after my death? Not being able to see the people I love ever again? Or dying?
That last one sucks because
It
that
just feels
kind of
like it
encompasses
all
everything.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just pick that one.
Let's just pick that one. Yeah, it sounds
I'm just dying.
Again, we like
what bender
options.
would
We like
you-
options.
What bender would you beat in the fight? Fire, water, air, or earth?
I have no idea.
I feel like that depends on what you end up with, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say air because they're already dead.
True! Those bitches died 8 million years ago!
8 million billion years ago.
Why would you want to be the Avatar? Because it would be fun? Because it could be powerful? Because I could end world problems? Or because learning all the elements would be challenging but great?
Fun. Definitely because fun.
Fun.
If there's no... First
the
of all, this
Aang
assumes that I would
philosophy.
want to, which
Yeah.
it just sounds like a hassle.
Oh, big question coming up. Yo, whoever made this is a loser. What is your Hogwarts house?
Why would that come up in here?
I have no idea. Yo, fuck whoever made this. What's your Hogwarts house, man?
So I feel like Spaceman is probably like a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, I was gonna
Because
say
he's
the
kind of
same
lame
thing.
and kind of orange.
Pick an Uncle Iroh quote. Oh god. It's time for you to look inward and start asking yourself the big question. Who are you and what do you want? Life happens wherever you are, whether you make it or not. There is nothing wrong with a life of peace and prosperity. It is important to draw wisdom from many different places.
They couldn't throw in a jokey one there just for fun.
No.
Let's go
Yeah,
with the
so many
second one.
great quotes.
Second
The
one
second
sounded
one?
good.
Okay, where would you most like to live? Out in the forest, somewhere isolated, the countryside, or the city?
I feel like that's the thing. Sometimes you want to be around other people, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
But living out in the
I
forest
wish
like a
suburb was an
weirdo.
option.
Sorry, what was that?
A suburb should be an option.
Suburb should be an option. Let's go with city then. Let's go with city.
City it is. What does your handwriting look like? Cursive, neat handwriting, print, illegible, and blocky capitals.
I do write cursive, so let's go with cursive.
Yeah, cursive it is. An essay that you have not completed is due. Bro, he's not in school anymore. What do you do? Say if you've not done it and ask for an extension. Try to avoid the teacher or get out of class. Try and convince the teacher that you left it at home. Try and type it up then and there in the hopes that the teacher won't ask for it until the end of the lesson.
Yep, I would do it. I would try to get it all done right then and there.
Okay.
Yep,
What do you like most about
nightmare
Atla?
fuel right there.
Do you like the fights, the concepts, the friendships, or the life lessons?
Sorry, I missed the earlier part of the question. What was the actual
What
question?
do you like the most about Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Oh. So it was the fights, the friendships.
The concepts and the life lessons.
Probably. I don't know. Forgive me, but I kind of feel like a lot of the concepts are kind of like we've seen that before in a lot
They're
of other
pretty
stuff.
basic, yeah.
Like it's made for TV basic stuff. But so I guess, I don't know, life lessons. Let's go with life lessons. Because
Sure.
there's some cool stuff in there.
If learning the elements, would you rather try to figure it out on your own, have some guidance but mostly teach yourself, have a master to guide you, or watch how others do it and then try to learn from their style?
Again, those were big answers,
Try to figure it out on my own,
right?
have some guidance but teach myself, have a master to guide me, watch how others do it and learn from their style.
Probably some guidance and teach myself. That tends to be how I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I would agree. Pick a battle song.
Battle
The
song.
Nation Army, Survivor,
Ew.
Humble, and River.
They mean Survivor like is that the Beyonce song?
I think so, yeah.
Not like I Will Survive. That's what I was thinking of.
No, I think it's just Survivor.
What
We
was
can
it?
pick it for I Will Survive, though, if you want to do that.
What was the last two?
River and Humble in all caps.
I don't know either of those. I only know the
I
first
don't
two.
either. I have no idea what those are.
Are we sure this was written by a BuzzFeed person, or was this
I think
written
this
by
is
like a
written by
teenager?
17-year-old, yeah. Maybe it's something like 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go with Survivor then.
Ooh, this is a good one. What planet draws you in the most? Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and Neptune.
So Saturn is the biggest, so it literally draws you
That's
in the
not
most.
true. Jupiter's the biggest.
I was wrong. That's right. I must have missed Jupiter on the list. I just heard Saturn.
Yeah.
But let's go with Saturn. Saturn's another kind of spooky, like conspiracy
Yeah.
sort of thing.
It rains diamonds there.
It rains diamonds there.
If you could meet any avatar, who would it be? Kyoshi, Wan, Aang, and Korra. I would pick Korra because she's gay, but that's just me.
Was that was like a comic confirmed thing or something like
No,
that?
it was canon. In the end of the last season of Korra,
Because they hold hands.
She kisses the girl.
Do they? I don't remember
I
that
think
scene.
so.
I remember
I
watching
remember.
that show.
Wasn't Kyoshi gay too? I don't actually know.
All right, what were the other two? Aang and
Aang, Korra, Wan, and Kyoshi.
Wan. Who's Wan?
I have no idea who Wan is.
Wait, was that
Was
like
Wan the first
Was
one?
that
Was
the
he the
first one?
first
I was just
avatar?
about to say that. Yeah,
From that one flashback thing in Korra.
with
I
the
think it was
lion
first
turtle
one.
or whatever.
Yeah, that guy.
Let's go with him. I want to meet the OG.
Okay. You are imprisoned wrongly and need to get out. What do? Plan with my free time how to escape? Blast a hole in the cell and run?
Well,
Make
if
a
that's an option,
distraction
geez.
And take out the guards? Attempt to sneak out when no one's looking? Why isn't it just serve your time?
Just do your dime, man.
Wait for the judicial system to realize that it was wrong.
I was wrongfully convicted. Send money to my PayPal and my GoFundMe so we can get legal representation here. I would probably go with the sneak out one.
Okay, sneak out.
Sneak.
If you could have any superpower, pick from these four. If you could have any superpower from these four, would it be invincibility, teleportation, flight, or telekinesis?
Isn't teleportation just a way better version of flight?
Yes.
Can't you just teleport and make it look like you're flying?
Yes.
And what was the last stupid one?
Telekinesis.
Oh, move stuff with your head. Okay. That one's kind of cool
But that's
too.
just bending.
Yeah, isn't that all bending?
Yeah, mostly.
Ooh, teleportation does seem cool. But let's assume that we're not talking about limits here, probably telekinesis. Because why can't I move myself to make it seem like I'm flying?
Exactly. What could you not handle losing? Your voice, your vision, your legs, your arms.
I've lost my arm already.
That's
You
true.
guys should
That's
definitely
true.
check
It was
out
pretty rough.
the Vector Spaceman Halloween special, which you can find on our YouTube page.
I don't think you could lose your voice, man. It's too good.
You know what? What were we doing? It was last night. I was playing Magic the Gathering on the stream. You guys can also check out our previous broadcasts here on Twitch and over on the YouTube channel. But afterward, I legit felt something in my throat that I usually don't feel and that I probably haven't felt since we were doing Rocket League back in the day. Because that's when I used to strain my voice the most. is doing Rocket League, because I get really into it and I start doing sports announcer type casting.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard for me to lose my voice. You're right about that. So voice, arms, what were the other one? Legs?
Legs and your vision.
Oh, that would suck though.
Yeah, losing your vision would be the worst.
That would be the worst. I want to keep my eyeballs, please and thank you.
Okay, what is your love language? Words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, physical touch.
What is acts of service supposed to mean?
Like doing stuff for you, I guess.
Doing stuff, okay.
Like if you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, then they'll be like, I'll do it. That's what
I see. I get what you mean. What was the first one? Words of affirmation.
Yeah.
And the second one?
Quality time.
Quality time, huh? Let's go with affirmation. We like saying nice things.
Okay. Oh, 2 left. We're almost there.
Wow, this has been a journey.
Yeah, I didn't realize how long this was. I'm so sorry. You were being attacked head on. What do? Look to see if there's anything around to use as a weapon. Yell out and get everyone around you to notice. Try to find the nearest escape, or get grounded and ready to face them head on.
I wasn't sure where you were going with the get grounded.
I wasn't either, man. I was reading it.
It's probably going to be either 2 or 3. 2 was make a fuss, make a scene.
Yeah,
yell,
get everyone to notice. Yeah.
And the third one was run away.
Try to find the nearest escape.
Okay, so then it just depends on if there's people around. Because if there's people around, you yell, and if there's no people around, you run.
Yeah.
But in both cases, I'm probably looking for an exit. So let's go with number 3.
Okay. Finally, what did you like the most about this test?
The sheer gall of this quiz.
No, let's get through them. The amount of time put into it, the fact that it's going to give me my result, it was fun answering things about myself. This test, the amount of time put into it, the fact that it's going to give me a result, it was answering things about myself, it was fun answering things about myself. The amount of questions showing how accurate it will be.
Well, it's not 1 and it's not 4. I think it's number 2. Yeah, it's the fact that it will produce a result. I think that's the best thing about this quiz.
You are an airbender!
Wow, we figured it out, you guys.
That's all? Just you are an airbender.
That's all they say? They don't give any rationale?
I'm closing out of this tab.
Man, oh, but wait, Neff, how are we supposed to figure out what you would be?
I'm a fucking geologist.
Rock stuff, alright. You know what, actually, if I've got to give them credit for anything on that series, I kind of liked how in the later season, they started doing like multiple stuff, like what's his name, bending lava and stuff like that.
Yeah, the evolutions of like bending and stuff was super sick. Like metal bending and lightning bending and stuff like that. It was awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of begs the question why it took forever for them to figure that out, but you know what? You gloss over that because you're a kid and you're watching a show. Yeah,
and of course, everyone's least favorite blood bending.
Well, that seems super obvious, doesn't it?
Right,
yeah.
Doesn't it?
So yeah,
Humans
I'm glad that
water.
Came out in like the first season, or the first series.
It was the last season.
Last season of the first series, whatevs.
Yeah, it was in Firetown or whatever.
Kieran saying, I wonder if you could bend the air in people's blood. So yeah, they never really get into like
bend the air in their lungs. And
how granular they get it. Yeah, didn't they do that at one point?
Yeah,
suffocate somebody?
I think so. Yeah.
They get grim. They get gritty.
The guy who did explosion bending, yeah, that guy was sick. Yeah.
I think Kieran knows a heck of a lot about this series. Kieran's also saying, Korra never kissed Asami. It was heavily implied though, so it sounds like you might have made that up in your head, Neff.
No, it was probably one of the comics.
I thought it was a comic thing.
They do definitely kiss in the comics. I remember that.
Neff has all the comics.
I don't actually, but I did read all of them.
Neff has a lot of comics with girls kissing.
That's true. That is true. I have a whole series of girls kissing sitting right on my shelf over there.
An aficionado, if you will.
Yeah.
Curran saying, I did also rewatch it a few weeks ago. Oh, okay, so there you go. It's topical.
Okay.
That's why. Neff, I think we're getting about ready to wrap up the show here.
All right.
One final question before we go. Do you think we're ever going to get a proper pronunciation of Nef's name? Or
You know
will it
what?
forever be a mystery?
You know what?
A valuable mystery.
If I get to 200, I will drop it in the Mariah Carey cover.
Double bonus, you guys.
I'll drop the pronunciation in the Mariah Carey cover.
Wow. First of all, I guess we should ask, is there even a proper pronunciation? Because I know you've mixed it up on air before just to be spiteful and mess with everybody.
Yeah. No, there is. There is a proper pronunciation.
There is a proper way to say it, you guys. Wow, look at that. Another added incentive to get Nef up to that 200 follower mark. Do you think we can do it? Do you think we can do it by next Christmas? So that Nef
By
can
next Christmas? God, I feel fucking terrible if we didn't do it by next Christmas. I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Oh yeah, Kieran's got it. Look at that. He did it in the chat. Just like that.
Oh yeah, look, he pronounced it.
Perfect pronunciation.
Yeah, look at that. That's awesome.
Pitch perfect. I guess, yeah,
It's
I
like
guess
you
we
read
don't
my
have to worry
mind.
about getting that follower count up then, you guys. We got it all figured out.
All right, everyone can actually go unfollow me.
Gaslighting, says Dragon. We've totally said it. I don't know. There's only so many combinations. And it's entirely
nobody's
possible that we've
pronounced it
messed
right.
it up every single time.
Nobody's pronounced it right yet.
Nef's gonna throw in, but it was a silent F or something the
Oh,
whole time.
no, it's nothing that dumb.
All right, you guys. I want to thank everybody who's been with us tonight, all of our viewers, and of course, Nef. Let's give a big round of applause to Nef, you guys. Goodness gracious. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening, Nef.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me on. This is fun. I really enjoyed talking to you. This is cool.
Cheers all around. Kieran
This was
is
cosmogenic, man.
draining those clapperdeams. It was cosmogenic. I like that that's a
That was
word.
gnarly. Yeah, bro. That's my new lingo.
I like that that's a word that we can use all the time. Cosmogenic, you
Yeah.
guys. Don't forget to follow Nef over on the Nef channel. We'll do another shout out here. Make sure you're following Nef. We want to get her up to 200 where she belongs. And then keep her there until she gives us more incentive to care again.
Jesus.
Oh, and Dragon with the last minute knuckle redeem
Yeah, of
because
course,
Nef
of
loves
course.
these so much. All right, here we go,
I
you
wonder,
guys.
I wonder if they've cooled down enough,
We're
man.
about to find out. Here comes the shot. Oh, yeah.
Oh my, dude, that was your spine. That wasn't your knuckle.
You know what? I sometimes wish that I could rip my spine out of my back and just give it a big crack. Wouldn't that feel great?
Probably, yeah.
Just give it like one of those rolling pops throughout the whole length of the spine,
Yeah.
and then just put it back where it belongs. No muss,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
fuss. But we can't do that because we weren't designed that way. You guys, we're
Lame.
improper.
Honestly, lame.
Yeah, lame.
When we make androids, we should let them pull their spines out and crack them.
Well, yeah, because you want it to be modular. You want it to be, you want
Yeah.
to get, what is that? Right to repair stuff, right? Come on.
Exactly.
Exactly. Loosen it with a good whip. That could work. All right, you guys, make sure you're following Nef. We're going to take off for the night. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in here tonight, wherever and whenever you are. Now, you can join us again tomorrow. That's not true. Friday evening, we're going to be back. Same time, same place, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here at Harbor Station. We're going to be taking a look at our first foray into the Halo Infinite Forge mode. We're going to be building some cool stuff. So tune in for that. Should be a fine start to the weekend. And then come this Saturday, we've got our very first karaoke stream of the new year. We're going to see if we can't blow out our voice. Should be a fun time. Until then, of course, no matter what life throws your way, good luck and Godspeed. This is Vector Spaceman and Nef, our wonderful co-host, signing off. Take care, everybody. We'll see you again real soon.
Bye-bye.